Part 2 then of an evening, afternoon chill out stream. So back shortly, I'm here. So that banner could be banned for now. I'm not into tennis, but anyway. How are you all doing? Thanks for joining at this time of day. I'm probably going to be in and out in the next half an hour or so. It's not going to be probably a very long stream. It'll probably continue offline for a bit because I'll be getting my daughter to sleep soon. She's been good as gold this afternoon. So yeah, what are you doing? You've got the link, I believe. So did I send it to you? It was in the other thing. So yeah. So thanks for joining. Hope you had a good Sunday, or so far a good Sunday. Let us know what you're drinking, what you're doing. Yeah, we'll go from there. We might have a couple of people joining in the next short while. So yeah, Henry's back. Welcome back, son. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, as always. The link was old. Did I just copy and paste the old link? Interesting. Let me just have a look here. Was it the same old link that didn't seem to work? Yes, it is. It's the old link. Old link. I don't know why it's the old link when I copied and pasted the new one. I don't get it. I don't know why it's I copied and pasted it and it pastes the old link. Weird. I will send you a link, Thomas. 2 seconds. Still the old link. Why is it the old link? Why is it copy and pasting the old link? Perhaps it's a V. No. It's so much easier on an old laptop. So, issues. See how, then C. CRL and V. I think that's better. Is that right? I think that's it. Different from the old one, so we'll do that. Now I can do it from here. I'm pretty sure that's the old one. The new one. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I think that's about right. It's weird how that works. I don't understand this MacBook. Copy. Hopefully that will work, Thomas. That worked. That worked.
Hello.
How you doing? You all right? Sorry, I copied and pasted the old link after I copied and pasted.
So is this a new stream then?
Yes, I've just set up another one. So.
Oh, cool.
How you doing?
It was an old link.
Hi, Thomas. I didn't even click that link, to be fair. So
No.
I saw it after.
Yeah, I clicked on it afterwards, and it just brought me back to the same thing that I was expected to do.
Yeah, 2 seconds there, Phil. That's the new link in your Instagram. It wouldn't. I've done that before. It's weird how that shit works. Hi, Kimmy. Hope you're keeping well. Cheers for joining. Yeah, I've just sent you it last beer. Yeah, check your Instagram. We will. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I'll be in the old. I'll message you at some point. So, who's stoked for beer fair? Yeah, absolutely. Hop City. Indie Man would be, if it goes ahead, that'd be good.
Well, I've got the April and June one sorted out, and then I'll probably do one more later on in the year if there is one about, and then that'll be me done for this year probably.
Yeah. Hop City wasn't as good as previous years because of it. Just
What was it, COVID wise, or the new location?
New location is a bit
because the original location was always felt a bit dodgy, just going up and down those stairs. But there was something about it, wasn't there? It was like, let's go on the 3rd floor. They've got this on the 3rd floor. Let's go Let's go down. Let's go. Oh, it's fucking hot in here. Let's go out in the in the garden, sort of thing.
Location of things, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, even though it felt like, I mean, once you had a few and you're going up and down those steel steps, you felt like, oh god, this could go wrong at any moment. Yeah,
no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's. I think last year it was all a bit, and then the weather was shit, and it was just. Perhaps it's just the weather. I don't know. I preferred it the way it was before, but I don't know.
Location does play a part of it, doesn't it? It
I don't
definitely
think it's
does.
ever going to be the same outside as it was in a refectory. So
yeah, but I also think that people that have never been to a Hop City at the refectory, they probably had an amazing time, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
if you know what I mean. It's like, because we know what it was like before or whatever. But I don't know. But I'm drinking this at the moment. Last of the literal Christmas beers, the Pfeffernuss Stout.
Okay.
Pfeffernuss Stout from Ansbach and Hobday.
Yeah, I recognise the artwork straight away.
Yeah, it's great artwork. It's really it's a lovely tactile can with a gold leaf.
Nice.
It's good, and I've got it in a tiny 1/2 pint dimple mug.
Oh, Rob's favourite.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of a dimple mug, but a little tiny one like that. God, look at that. Little tiny cute dimple mug.
Get your 5 halves.
Mm.
Get your 5 halves.
There's something about that little mug. I don't know, a big one feels wrong, but that one, I like that little dimple mug.
Yeah, it's more comfortable.
Water, so you don't see what you're drinking.
Yeah, it's more comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just finished up the dregs of that Wild Beer Co. thing. That one. So,
Peel Breaker.
Yeah. So it's a grapefruit session IPA. Nothing crazy. But it needed drinking, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I've inadvertently. I was like, I won't drink too much today, but I've inadvertently had like a lot of beer, and then I've had some wine, and now back on the beer. So that's why I've rejoined the stream. I was like the missus the missus was getting the kids to bed, and I was like, I'm just gonna jump back on Craig's stream.
As long as I don't get in trouble.
No. It's any responsibility is wholly on my shoulders.
Yeah.
I'll take the flak.
Right. There we go. Last beer.
Cheers.
Sorry about the terrible.
Oh,
spam.
I clicked on the link and I didn't realize it was the same one. There was like
Yeah,
a
it's the
bunch
same one. It was just
of noise
me.
and stuff, and I was like, it's just me.
No, it's not you. It's me. It's always me. Sorry about that.
Oh, we've all heard that one before.
It's always me.
Yeah, it's
Why it was me? I don't
It's
know.
not you.
snowing like crazy out there. Still, I was gonna take the car out earlier and do a couple donuts or something, but I was like,
Well, you're drinking a decent beer there, so it's probably a bit unlikely.
that was before that I started drinking. I was like,
Oh right, yeah, I was gonna say
Thank you.
14.7 or whatever it is. Yeah.
take the old Audi out and see how well it does in the snow. So
No, that's cool. Oh, I wish we had a snow day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like this time last year. Like you see all the like memories come up on Facebook. This time last year, it was a blanket of snow down here. It was like we had like 4 or 5 inches,
wow,
which is unheard of, really.
Yeah, we had like getting on for a foot.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that hasn't happened since the 80s.
Mhm.
It's like
It's fun. It's fun when it first lays. It's all fun and games when it's fresh.
like over 30 years ago. You're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean, it's just like, but it never lasts. Then it will snow, and then by the end of the week, it's gone. We don't get no more. It just warms up. A warm front comes through, it melts. That's it, done. That's our winter. Done.
yeah, that's not good here. It's supposed to be in the 40s, so it's supposed to go from snow for a couple hours, and then it's supposed to go to like sleet, freezing rain, and then after midnight it's supposed to get up in like the 40s and just straight rain. So hopefully it'll be gone by tomorrow's commute into work tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's weird how that shit happens, isn't it? It's just
yeah.
it stops. It just doesn't hang around. It's like not proper winter where you got 5-6 months of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a winter.
Yeah.
Oh, the British would crumble if that happened.
But they're bad enough for a couple of days. It's just like,
Yeah.
nah, we
Hi,
can't.
Sam.
So, yeah, different stream, but still going. Yeah, how you doing?
Is Sam on a break? I was about to say that.
I don't know. He probably just got to work. I reckon.
Now that this beer warms up, I'm getting a lot more bourbon on the back end. Like it's boozy now. It
right.
wasn't as boozy as before, but
Well, sounds good though.
a lot of bourbon. Yeah, a lot of bourbon on the back end.
Nice.
You definitely know it's a high ABV stout.
Mm.
But
I'm just
definitely
thinking what beer to review next. I'm just like, I need to do a review.
Wait, what you got? What's the choices? What's the options?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have one more. Well, I'll probably have one more beer. Probably might have this. Been talking about having it for ages.
There you go. There you go.
As a reviewing beer or as a drinking beer?
Well, both.
A session.
Yeah. So finish off the evening quite nicely, I think.
Yeah, that would finish it off.
Just going to go and check on Litland because she seems to be making a lot of noise at the moment. So
No supervision, of course.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Have you got anything on the go, Thomas?
No, I'm finished.
You're finished. You're done.
Hanging on there. So,
Shoot, I'm just getting started over here.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, it'd be sensible. It'd be sensible to finish, but not at the moment. Maybe one more after this.
There you go. You can always have one more.
Yeah. That's always been my trouble. Is it just one more? Just one more? Yeah.
And it's like, nope, I shouldn't have had that last one.
Yeah. I've never quite learned my lesson from that.
Yeah.
You must be brilliant at festivals then. Just one more.
I mean, it is to a degree. I've got a lot better in recent years, but it's like the first time that I met sort of Rob and Harry and Dean and even sort of Simon, and although the first time I met those guys, it was a definite just one more attitude, and then I got completely lost, didn't get home, missed my train, had to get a fucking extortionate hotel room.
Jeez.
So that's what like one more can do to you.
Yeah, that's why I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do like the big events where they have like tap takeover and stuff because I go in there and like a kid in a candy store and I just want to try everything and I'm like I know there's 50, 60 breweries here and I'm like
Mhm.
I want to try one from every one of them, but I was like nope, it just ends up in bad news.
No.
I've definitely got a lot better now. I think I know what I can and can't handle. Because the trouble with me, I can drink, but I don't get. I'm not a build up. There's no build up. There's no slowly getting drunk. It'll be like, oh, I'm fine. No, I'm not. I'm not fine anymore.
It just kind of clicks.
Yeah. So I'll just have to learn. Just to stop a
Right,
little bit before then.
Yeah, like
Go
all right,
go right up to the edge,
yeah.
and then stop.
Yeah, but that never happens, does it?
No, well, I've got a lot better at it. It's definitely a learned behavior.
Have you got a lot better at that?
It's definitely one too many tellings off.
Well, plus when you're going to those festivals, you're drinking so many different styles. You go from like a double IPA to like an imperial barrel aged stout or something. It's like you're just knocking it back.
Yeah, and especially with the rise of the when it was the like we used to have like the token system here, so you'd buy a load of tokens and then that'd be your
we did
business.
that, yeah.
But the rise of the all-in ticket where you pay for your ticket and it's
Unlimited pours.
all in beer. Yeah, and that's like because you have tiny pours, but you have a lot of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's because you can't keep up with it. You don't know how much you're having, or
Yeah.
it's hard to quantify. But
And I think I'm kind of like you. I'm like, I'm fine. Then all of a sudden it hits you, and you're like, oh, I'm not good.
Yeah.
It's time to end.
Because like you were saying earlier, you get these small pours, so you're like, oh, I'm fine. I can just knock a few of these back and just keep going all day and drinking. And then it's like it all hits you, especially you haven't been really eating too much either.
Yeah, and especially when it is an all-in, it's the weird mentality of it. When it's an all-in ticket, you don't go, oh, I'm going to go get that 4.5% pale ale.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to get the 16.5% imperial, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never the
And then
the
you want to
sensible
get
option.
the extra big pour, maybe from the.
Yeah, because who wants a little pour of a 4.5% pale ale?
Yes, look at the
I'm
first one.
going
You
for
gotta
a
go.
taste test.
Yeah, I'm sure it's delicious. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'll pay my money.
Yeah. Especially when you get some of like the VIP packages at some of these places and you get in like a half hour early than when the actual event starts, and then unlimited pours, and then you're there all 8 hours or so just drinking the whole time, and
Yeah,
you get separated from your group sometimes. It's like, what?
yeah, and not having food. As long as you have like a little bit of food, and
Water is another thing. Not you think you have good intentions to drink some water.
Because I've heard the thing of like if you have half as much water as if you've had beer, you'll be on a bit of equilibrium, but also you just must be pissing like a greyhound.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you have that much, like I'd be pissing that much anyway with that much beer, but then you have water on top of it. Yeah. That's where I think the food thing comes into it more, because you just get the food, fill up the belly.
It soaks up all that alcohol too,
Yeah.
especially if you're getting,
Yeah. I mean,
I've had a few beer Olympics and
You
stuff
get
like
break.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because like me and Craig went to a festival, and it's exactly that's what happened to me. We just didn't have any food. We're just drinking and that I was only there for that one session, so I made the absolute most of it.
No,
and then
for sure.
as soon as we got outside, it just like hit me, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm fucked now. I'm Craig's problem now."
Geez. Yeah.
And Craig,
That's the
like we we went.
Craig is one of the best people to probably have. I say.
Yeah, no, it was great because like we went and got some like because the thing is it's one of those weird ones where because we went to them like even afterwards we went out drinking, so I wasn't that caned, but like we went to the Michela bar and we went to the Goose Island bar in Shoreditch, and we had like pizza. But I remember it all. I remember all of it, but I just remember being sort of like, you're going to have to help me.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to help me around now because if I was by myself, then I'd be on the other side of London.
Yeah.
And then you got me back to my train, and I was home on time.
Okay.
Yeah, but that one was a lesson learned.
Mhm.
A lesson learned of drinking all those sours, all those imperial stouts, all those double IPAs.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a small pour,
All that mixing.
they add up.
That's up.
Yeah.
Down just curls
Yeah.
my stomach for some reason.
You can see a lot of it on the craft beer channels video where they asked us to meet up with them, to do a live stream essentially while we were at the festival, and then but it was like at the end of the session, so we rocked up and we were just gone. We were gone by that point.
Yeah, some of these beers out there they have are crazy ABV, and they just slime a bunch of adjuncts into them.
Mhm.
It's nuts. Like this one, for instance, they got all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah, what was that you're drinking? I think I don't think I
It was
saw.
this is the bottle's upstairs, but it's a double barrel aged imperial stout with banana, coconut, almonds, cacao nibs, and Madagascar vanilla beans at 14.6 ABV. Common.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's definitely some alcohol legs on the side of that, but good. It's probably about a medium to almost full body mouthfeel on it. Jet black. You can kind of see the legs a little bit, but pretty well balanced. I mean, the alcohol is masked for as good as they can get it. I mean, you still know it's a high ABV beer, but it's good.
So do you say it was barrel aged, that one?
Yeah, double barrel aged.
Double barrel. So with the adjuncts that they've used, are they like syrups and like essences, or have they used real ingredients, if you know what I mean? Because I found with like barrel aged stuff where they've just chucked in like syrups and ice cream flavorings and all that sort of stuff, it just dies off.
Yeah, I know they say they use like fresh coconut and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really picking up any banana. I'm definitely picking up the coconut and stuff. Obviously, I'm picking up the barrel, but and then the Madagascar vanilla beans, I'm picking those up. But
yeah,
it does have like a syrupy taste to it in a sense. Like it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really picking up too much banana on it.
No.
But yeah, I think they probably use some artificial flavoring of some sort in there. Because I know with the rise in prices of Madagascar vanilla beans, they're pricey. So I'm not sure how some of these breweries are, doing fresh Madagascar vanilla beans. But yeah, good for what it is. It's definitely a super nice snow day beer. But if you don't like a lot of alcohol and some sweetness, then you might not like this one. But I enjoy it.
What was it like? What was the size of the bottle?
It was a 500 milliliter bottle.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's about. I think I paid about $17-18 American bucks.
Yeah,
for that bottle, which isn't terrible.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
because just before Christmas, or I can't remember when I had it now, but I had a. It was like I can't remember the exact ABV, 14 something. Real adjunct heavy. It wasn't barrel aged, just a straight up stout with loads of adjuncts in it. And I'd had it a couple of years previous, but just a draft pour, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, oh god, that was so good. So when I saw it came out again in can, I thought, oh, I'll grab one of those. And then I had it, and then the first couple of when I was reviewing it, I really enjoyed it. Well, and then afterwards, when I was finishing the rest of the beer, I was like, this is getting a struggle now. Like this much of it.
Yeah.
Like this is getting real heavy work.
it all kind of starts to hit you. Like I said, yeah. I mean, this bottle was kept in my other fridge at 50, 55 degrees, but now that it's starting to kind of warm up to room temperature, it's getting a lot more boozy. I feel like,
Mhm.
like the barrel is coming through a lot more. But yeah, I mean it's good, but it's sweet and it's got like a thickness to it, like the consistency of the mouthfeel is like thick now.
That's good. The fact that it's been barrel aged, like,
Yeah.
and it still retains a decent mouthfeel. It's pretty good because that's the stuff that drops off normally.
Yeah,
I'm always like, especially if you've tried like the base beer first, I'm always slightly disappointed by barrel aged stuff. If you've
Yeah.
tried the base beer first,
yeah,
because the base beer is always going to be ridiculously like unctuous and thick.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing I was thinking about too. Like, all these brewers are doing these heavily adjunct stouts and stuff, and it's like when you drink like a regular, like let's say a dry Irish stout, and it's like it tastes a lot different. And you're like, I kind of like this a little more than all these highly adjunct, double imperial stout barrel aged type things. It's a nice refreshing take going from something like this to like a nice like 5% non adjunct stout,
Mhm.
So, but I feel like all the hype is with these type of beers, but it's nice to switch it up and switch up styles, get something a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how people can drink these kind of stouts all the time. Me,
It's a bit of a struggle.
once in a while. I mean,
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? It's a nice little treat. Nice little
Yeah,
treat once in a while.
Definitely.
Same with hazies, like the double IPAs and stuff. Like there was a period where I stopped drinking those hazies because like my palate got so wrecked from them. All the beers kind of tasted the same.
Yeah, you get a bit fatigued.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they all kind of use the same amount of hops and stuff. It's all like Citra, Galaxy, Mosaic, and stuff. And after a while, they all taste the same, and you're like, oh I need to step away from this style of beer and switch to something else, cleanse my palate. So
Yeah, and there's a real like now I just tend to hone in on breweries that I know have got a track record of like producing good ones, but there was a real spate of everybody just doing them in the UK, and then it was just like, there were so many bad ones. There was such a like, and then you just hone in on the breweries where you're going to get a decent beer out of them. It was it was a fool me once situation.
exactly, yeah. I'm like, is
Yeah,
this the same beer I had last week? Yeah. Oh, my bad. What were you saying, Thomas? My bad.
Hazy IPA, that's a pale ale. Lots of them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those, like I said, some of those hazy, because everyone has a hazy IPA now or hazy pale ale. Like that's the, not too much West Coast stuff. I mean, I got a few West Coast IPAs in the fridge, but yeah, I mean, that used to be the thing back in the day. That's why when I meet someone that's like, oh, I like beer, but I don't like IPAs, they're like, it's too bitter. And I'm like, well, you haven't had, there's so many different types of IPAs out there. You had one bad IPA, and now you're going to swore off all IPAs.
There's literally IPAs that have no bitterness now.
Exactly. So that's what I try to tell them. They're like, oh, I don't like IPAs. They're too hoppy or too bitter. And I'm like, you had one bad IPA.
Well, hoppy's a bad term as well, isn't it? Because hoppy. Exactly. I mean, there's lagers that are hoppy, but what do you mean when you're saying hoppy?
Exactly.
So it's always the struggle with it. But yeah, I mean, it's a funny one in the UK. Like we're seeing the resurgence of lots of breweries brewing what they're calling West Coast IPA.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving it that moniker, but everyone says they're not bitter enough. But is it because like I haven't tried an actual West Coast IPA from the West Coast in a while? Like, is it just that things change, things move about?
Yeah. I know like a lot of West Coast ones that I like, they're very piney and like they have like a little earthiness to them too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's West Coast, and I'm like, this isn't a West Coast. It's not. You don't get that dankness on some of those West Coast IPAs. Not to be confused with the dankness from like a New England style type IPA. But it's just, super piney, kind of like like spruce tips and that kind of stuff, and maltiness and a lot of citric based forward beers for some of the West Coast ones like Stone and stuff like that. But yeah, it's nice to revisit those kind of styles. Like I really like Marzens and like lagers and stuff like that. So I keep those in my fridge because it's a nice switch up to go from drinking hazies all day, then you crack open a nice Helles lager or something or a Pilsner, and then just kind of cleanse your palate and get it back.
It's the whole cycle of like a craft beer drinker where like you start on like macro lagers,
Yeah.
and then you go to all the crazy shit, all the good shit, and then you're like, fuck, I just want a lager.
Yeah.
I just want a lager.
Yeah, it's like, man, my palate's so wrecked from drinking.
Yeah,
all these
but a good lager is just there's nothing beats it. Just an actual well-made,
clean,
great lager.
crisp, refreshing.
Yeah.
And you can just sit there.
Nowhere to hide. Just
Thinking
pure.
about Just
Yeah.
drink
Yeah, just drink it. Yeah.
Same with Pilsners too. I love Pilsners.
Yeah.
Czech style Pilsners, German style Pilsners, all kinds. But yeah, it's definitely nice,
Yeah.
refreshing.
Well, I'm hopefully if it's already been cancelled. It got cancelled last year, but I'm hopefully going to for my work. I've got to go to Germany next year, and we're in Munich. So I'm like,
Nice.
if I have any free time to myself, because we're there for like a conference. But if I'm any free time to myself, when I was making a beeline for Augustina,
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
fucking drink
Hell
all of
yeah.
it.
Hopefully.
and then if I get more free time, I'll go back.
There you go. Yeah.
But it's classic because like the conference I'm going to it's a whole sort of building services and electrical and utilities conference because that's the sector I work in. But because there's a German one, they have a beer hall in the conference as well, which is just
That's awesome.
great. I don't know how much I have to because I'm more there for because I work in marketing, so I'm more there for the setup, and so I'm not there for the actual. I'm more there for the pre stuff, like setting everything up, making sure all the videos are working and all that sort of shit, and all the flyers are there and all the stands have the correct literature and all that sort of stuff. But I'm hoping I'm there for a couple of days, just to go to that beer hall as well. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, any free time straight to Augustina. That because I don't think I'm gonna. It's one of those things where I'm going to Munich, but I'm there for that reason. So if I do get some free time in the midst of it, so it'll be a beeline for
You're
there, and then
only there for-
anything else is a bonus.
You're only there for a couple of days, or are you like there for a week?
Well, the whole thing's for a week, but I'm only there for a few days. We're literally there for the bit. We're there for the because we designed the stand and and everything that goes on it. So like I'm there for the build, so I'll be there for a couple of days at least. But then obviously you have to go out with the guys and you have a meal and everything like that with all the people, the sales guys that are there and all that sort of stuff. The schmoozing aspect of it. The stuff you're almost expected to do, but if I get a free period, I'm like, "Look, I'm off. I'm off. See you later. I'm going to come back wrecked." So
Is it like a weekend thing, like you're there from like Thursday to Sunday kind of thing?
Yeah, me and my boss will be there over the weekend setting it up, and then the sales guys just rock up later when it's all set up.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it starts, I guess, on that Friday or something like that. That event.
Yeah. I might be there for like the first day of it to like see how it's working and stuff, and then I'll. But it's those days before when I'm going to get over to Augustina.
And there you go.
Yeah. Even if I have to like make an excuse. Oh, I'm not feeling so well. I'm just going to go back to. I'm just going to go back to the hotel. Go back. Then on the metro.
Yeah, I'm on that boy. Just on a review.
Nice.
What's it like?
You like it?
Is it good? Is it a bit spicy?
Bit boozy.
Is it?
You're getting all of that. It's aged on bourbon and whiskey casks.
There you go.
The barrel.
12%, right?
Yeah, 12. You're getting that.
I'm surprised that head, like my head's been gone for the longest time.
Yeah, 12%. It's hanging around. I said that when I first poured it. I'm surprised. It was
Well,
like
especially because
it was a one
Newtown
finger.
Park's Newtown Park's canning hasn't been what everyone's raving about, is it?
Well, I mean, I had a lot of their cans early on, like mid-month, middle of last year. This is more of one of their recent cans.
Yeah, so they're probably they've dialed it in.
I've never had any problem with their cans. I
What's
probably just missed.
What's the top like hype brewery in the UK? Because I've had is Cloudwater still relevant? I've had some Cloudwater.
Cloudwater are
Yeah. Daya, Cloudwater, Track,
Verdant.
Verdant,
Oh yeah,
the usual kind of breweries.
Beak. I'd chuck Beak
Beak.
into the hype.
I think Beak are on that level.
But the thing I think with Beak, they don't do like crazy stuff, do they? It's always just like solid. It's never like. But I don't want crazy. I want. I want solid.
Yeah.
Is Verdant bigger than Cloudwater, or is Cloudwater still pretty big?
Probably Cloudwater's probably slightly bigger, but they're similar sized breweries. Probably Cloudwater might have it. They've got a few more like venues. They've got like one in London and like one in Manchester, and
they've been going a bit longer as well.
Yeah.
But
and also they're like Verdant based in Cornwall, which is in the sort of arse end of nowhere comparatively, whereas Cloudwater are based in Manchester, which is like one of the biggest cities in the UK. So it's a bit different in that respect, I suppose.
Do they do all different styles? Verdant? Do they do like the hype stuff?
Verdant, not so much.
Cloudwater do. Yeah, Cloudwater do more styles.
Yeah, they do like the hype type.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
Well, I think so they do like the IPAs, but they do more like they do barley wines and stouts and all that sort of thing. Whereas Verdant stick to the pale stuff for the most part.
Verdant. I've never done a barley wine. I don't think.
No, Verdant doesn't do like imperial stouts or anything like barrel.
They've done one recently. It was one.
They've done a couple of imperial stouts.
Yeah, they've done one which was their biggest ABV beer recently. I can't remember what it's called. I know Rob had it recently. It's like, okay.
But, do they do like hazies, like New England?
Oh yeah, that's what they're renowned for.
Yeah. Pilsners, lagers, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they've done a couple.
They're well-renowned beers out on Friday. Putty is out on Friday.
I'm hopefully going to try that. I'm hopefully going to get that.
I'm debating whether to go and try it at one of the venues.
It's one of those weird ones that like a hyped up yearly release.
It's
ridiculous. A hyped up yearly release is what I remember stuff being, and that's why I like getting Putty. If you know what I mean. That's why I actually like getting it because it's actually like one beer that's a hyped up, a bit like the Cannonball Run and all that sort of thing. It's that hyped up bit where everyone can enjoy the same beer, whereas now it's just a free for all of people releasing stuff all the time.
Oh, hey, miscellaneous. They do. Is it like brewery only beer? Like, do they do distro Verdant beers to like?
Yeah, distro. Yeah, it's quite big.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't like this whole hype train of one beer that they do. That a lot of breweries are doing on that level, and even Verdant do better beers than that beer. I don't get all of that.
No, I like it purely for the reason of it. I like it because they do it every year. I can't explain what I mean, but if you like, that's what it used to be, where like, it's the next thing coming out, and you'd look forward to it. Whereas now it's every other week you can get shit whenever you want it.
Do you guys get a lot of Omnipolo? I feel like some of their beers are kind of hit or miss. The Omnipolo.
They're hit or miss now. Yeah, definitely.
They used to be really good.
Look at the style. Look at the descriptor on the can. It's like it tastes nothing like what they're.
I never liked their IPAs much. Their stouts are pretty.
Yeah, some of the IPAs like they're like, oh, we put a bunch of French fries and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's like
when things used to be a bit more elusive and hard to get, and then you saw like, oh shit, there's a bottle of Omnipolo.
Yeah.
That was like, I'm going to get a bottle of that, and then now it's just. I don't know,
Yeah,
syrupy,
I think
syrupy mess.
mass production, because I mean Omnipolo distributes a lot of places now, but yeah, a lot of their beers I've had, they're not bad, but I think the price point's a little higher than they should be charging for it, but what they claim to be in the can or bottle, whatever. But
Cheers.
that beer looks good. Cheers.
You've still got the head on there. You're still
Yeah,
sticking around.
I haven't touched it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I haven't touched it. So
And look,
I
and look,
haven't had
and
it
look at that sweet
forever, but-
TikTok light as well. You got the you got the ring
Right.
light in there.
I just have a bunch of alcohol legs on this guy. The head went quick on this. You can kind of see that little like brownish hue right there, but definitely sweet.
Hmm.
And,
There's a certain sweetness of that where it's like from the where it's from the oak aged barrel or a bit of vanilla or something. There's definitely a pronounced sweetness there.
you guys
always
get dogfish head over there?
No.
Now and again,
Yeah, not that much.
not as much as we used to, but we do get them. They were on
I
Beers
don't
of
know if you
America
guys got
website
that. We got.
not long ago.
I picked up some of the bottle or two of the dogfish Sam Adams Utopia Worldwide Stout one.
Yeah,
3. Yeah.
on Friday, you know Jesse, didn't you? From
Yeah.
yeah, he cracked one of those open on Friday.
Yeah, he got a
No,
4.
I know you've had one before. I think on this stream.
Yeah,
as well.
I did it on my channel. Me,
Yeah.
Miscellaneous, and Bumpy did a. Me and Miscellaneous split a 4-pack. I sent him 2 bottles, and
Yeah,
I still got one in the fridge to age, and I think Miscellaneous does. But yeah, it's smooth. 17.3.
Whew.
Very approachable. You know.
17.3 is such a precise
Yeah.
measurement.
Great. It's good, man. I mean, it's definitely a sipper, but it's something that you kind of crack open and you enjoy it. You just sit there on, weekend night or something like that when you don't have to work next day and just sip on it. And because you get all those dark fruits, you get like that tobacco. You do get a little of the booziness, obviously, at 17.3, but just right off the aroma is fantastic. And then it's got a nice mouthfeel, probably medium to almost full. But yeah, it's an enjoyable beer. I mean, it's pricey. It's about $40 a 4-pack for the whole 12-ounce bottles here. So about 10 something, 11 bottles a bottle kind of thing. But yeah, it's fantastic. You can do a black and tan. I've seen people do black and tans where they did a Dogfish Worldwide Stout, and they did it with the Dogfish 120.
It looks like Rob's stealing from his own house. So I'll have those.
I think it'd be that on the ball. I'm in nighttime mode. I'm sitting on the sofa. I'm sitting in front of my laptop.
We know what that means.
how you doing, Rob? You all right?
Rob, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. How we all doing?
Good.
Good.
Part 2.
It's getting comfy.
Part 2. Part 2 today.
I know. Part 2. I'm still going strong. So I've got. I've just done a review of a couple of ales.
Oh,
which
I thought you
is
showed
which?
it. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
know.
I can show one of them because I put the other in back in the fridge. So I've done 2. They're both from. I don't know if you heard much from these guys. Wild Horse
No.
in London now.
I've heard of them.
Welsh ales.
Heard of
Yeah,
them.
I've never had out. And they're both really nice. I mean, the reason I picked them and the reason why the shop where I bought them got them was because they had pretty good ratings on the taps. They're both over 4. I'm like, I'll give them a go. I mean, try something new and January and all that business. And they're both very nice. So good start.
What's the ABV on those IPAs? 6?
This one, what I'm on at the moment, is 6.
Oh, okay.
The double IPA, which I've got a little bit of, and the rest of it's in the fridge, is 8.4.
Oh, nice. Looks juicy.
Nice. Very good.
Mm.
I'm on.
Worth a go. Worth a
I'm on.
go.
I mean, you might have seen, but or anyone else who's just come in, I'm on that.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
It's a bit boozy. It's got a little bit of. You're definitely getting that kind of bourbon and Irish whiskey cast. More of the Irish whiskey cast, I'd say. It's sweet. It's got a nice oak sweetness, oaky tannin type thing going on. Touch of vanilla. Bit boozy. But yeah, it's retaining its head really well. Considering I poured it about quarter of an hour ago, so it's pretty holding up quite well. So 12%.
I was going to buy it because I wanted a Newtown Park T-shirt. So
Right, yeah,
but, I wanted the T-shirt more than I wanted the beers. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I got that quite a while ago, probably November. I bought it.
yeah, well, we
Something
went
like
out. Yeah,
So I just got
I had
round
a couple
to
of
it.
nice stouts last night. While you're on that, I had the Falls City Nerd collab. That was lovely.
Oh yeah,
And even better, it was a Piala, which was one of the Cellar series. Can't remember what it was called.
yeah.
It was quite late on. We'd had some strong beers last night, as it turns out. Had a couple of triple IPAs knocking around, so we had both of them.
Yeah, I was off
two
the beer. I
imperial
didn't drink last night. I had a night off. So
We like sharing them. I mean, the
Yeah.
Falls City's only a 375, and the Piala's only a 330.
yeah, I mean
So,
sharing them, it's not too bad. But
Let's
on
go
your
there.
own, you'd be like,
Well, it means you can open both, doesn't it? When you're sharing it means yeah. But I wanted
really good.
I wanted to join you guys on Friday. I was like, yeah, I'm probably getting up for it, but it's typical. It's like kids give you hell, and then it's like asleep on the sofa like that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was going to start at 7. It ended up being near 7:30, and stuff going wrong. Trying to do reviews, and it's for fuck's sake, don't need this, and it's just one of them deals. So today I didn't actually put a time on anything.
It's better some ways.
John a bit longer.
Yeah, it's better some ways. Like you can pre-plan stuff, but you've got to really pre-plan it, haven't you? You got to like say I'm going to do it for this time and try and set it in
You
stone.
can't
But
with kids.
no, it's tricky.
So, and then I thought I'd do a bit of a amateur cooking bollocks earlier and stuff. So
that was while I was walking home. I was listening to you.
waffle
Mainly
on.
Jake's commentary on.
Yeah, I'll try to commentate what was going on.
Hot sauce.
Yeah.
But you probably didn't see the comments. Next time I see Jake, I'll bring you some Hendos.
Oh, nice. I've only stuck with humble little Worcestershire.
Yeah, it's going to change the world.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
Craig,
it's sweeter.
Right, here's that beer I was
these
talking
Hendos.
about the other day.
Oh,
Did I drink it?
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, 18.4.
Ailing, yeah. We've had a few. You can get a few of their beers over here.
They
Yeah,
put
Raps have been bringing them over, haven't they?
Yeah,
Well,
I've not seen that
definitely,
one. Mate.
definitely
Not
No.
seen that one.
So, yeah, it's the quintuple IPA at 18.4.
Pinkies up.
It's
I love
completely
that.
unnecessary, isn't it?
They use 5 different hops and they dry hop them throughout the process. And
At least you said quintuple IPA, because if you said Quipper, I think Rob would have had an aneurysm.
but yeah, this one was canned. I picked it up the day after. It was canned on Thursday, and I picked it up Friday. But it's not as boozy and sweet as it was last year. I mean, it's still boozy. You still kind of get that nail polish remover smell when you open the can. But
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, the 2 triples I had last night, I think they're both 11. A Daya one and then a Overtone one. They were both really nice, really drinkable.
yeah. Some of those triples can be too sweet sometimes. They're like way overpowering. It's like, I guess they're trying to mask the alcohol with the sweetness.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know if there's any need for them personally, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I need it. Especially don't need an 18%.
I mean, what you're getting out of it,
Even an Imperial
you get
Stout.
more flavour.
Yeah, I mean, there's
more
no
booze.
need. When I was drinking that, I said, "What's the need to make a beer like this? Like, there's absolutely no way. Like, why do you need to make an 18.4% IPA. Like,
Well, it's not. There's no need.
I
Yeah,
guess
that's
because
a lot
you
of money,
can.
isn't
I
it?
guess. I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
Why
because
not?
you can. Yeah.
Because because you can. You're right.
Yeah.
They're expensive and people will buy them because it's something
Yeah.
special.
And that is good for like sharing and stuff, isn't it? If you have one of those to share, you go, oh look what I've got. I've got an
Yeah.
18.5%.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
everyone has a pour of it, and then it doesn't seem so bad. But crack it open now.
It took me a
Yeah,
while
I
the
feel-
other night to get that one down, probably because I was like, I'm trying to get through it, and then I got rid of it with like an hour and a half or so. I finished that beer, 16-ounce one. Because I was sipping on it, and then I had a single IPA, and then I had a double IPA after that. But
The
Rocket juice. Absolutely.
18%. I mean, I always think the stronger beers, barley wine, imperial stout.
yeah,
Maybe you can
For
manage
an
that
IPA.
18% because you can have a bit more complexity. I mean, I obviously I love IPA, but I think there's only so much complexity you can get in an IPA. So I don't know where how it benefits in the long run.
I mean, is that getting on more for like an overly hopped barley wine when it gets to that ABV? When it gets to that sort of level,
That's like
because you got to put a load, have to put a load of malt in there and a load of sugar. There's got to be some sugary aspect to get it to that ABV. Yeah.
The dextrin to up the IBA, but then does it just become like fucking ethanol?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, for the
it's a
most
measure.
part.
So that's it. I mean, I guess the point being, I mean, I guess you can have a lot more malt complexity
Yeah.
and have a higher ABV in a beer that's a bit more malt driven. So, but I mean, I'm happy with 8.5. Yeah, I'm all right. I don't need a stronger IPA than that. I don't think.
I'm a big fan of 6.5 or 7.2. 6.5 or 7.2.
I'm on six,
Yeah.
7.2.
Yeah.
Is that your double IPA?
Why?
7.2.
It's
No,
not
no, this was
7.2.
top end. I'm talking the top end. 6.5, 7.2 for an IPA.
Mm.
Somewhere in that region. That's what I'm all about. You give me that.
Right, lads, I'm going to knock off. Thanks for this.
Cheers,
See you next
Thomas.
time. Cheers.
Hello.
Yeah, speak to you later.
Cheers. Take care.
Yeah.
Well, that's my little Goldilocks zone for an IPA. You just get 6.5 up to a maximum of 7.2.
I love the 8% higher ones, but they definitely catch up to you. They're sweet. It's like, oh, I've only had two, double IPAs. They're 8.5%, 9%. And after a while, if you're not drinking water or not, eating or anything like that, there it is.
Flick the switch.
There's that ABV. But yeah, I think a lot of breweries, like I was saying earlier, there's no need for something like this. 18.4 in an IPA, like, I mean, that's like with Dogfish 120. That I consider that a barley wine. A lot of people.
Yeah, it is quite
IPA,
sweet
but
beer, isn't it?
yeah. You can age it for 5 years. I think it's like, up to 5 years. But yeah, I mean, when you're getting to 17, 18% ABV on IPAs, like, that's just ridiculous. What's the need?
It is all about hype, isn't it? At that point, you're just getting people talking about it, which in itself is a good thing. You get people talking about it, excited about something.
Exactly.
And it's definitely a sharer, isn't it? It's definitely when you're going to crack open with people,
for sure.
or make a video about it and all that sort of stuff. It's not it's Sunday night. I'll crack it open now.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those high ABV ones are great beers, but like after a while, like it almost, to me, it seems like it's kind of like a chore to finish the rest of it. Just like it's so much, the ABV and the sweetness or whatever, all kinds of other stuff they have in there. But why do we need a 21% stout or something like that, or positive drink liquor? So that's the same thing with Sam Utopia. I would love to buy a bottle. I mean, I know it's pricey and it's like 30% alcohol, but just
Oh, I'd love to try one. I'd love to
Yeah,
definitely
have
see
to
it and try one, and yeah.
like a sip or two here or there for special occasions or something. But
Yeah, I'd like somebody to open one, give me a little measure, and then give me the bottle at the end of it.
Oh, can I keep that? Yeah. Thank you.
well, people
Somebody
resell
we
the
need to
empty
be-
bottles for like a couple $100.
Yeah, people do like sell them on eBay,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is
Get an
crazy.
empty bottle of Utopia, which is crazy because like how crazy the beer scene is. Like you're gonna buy an empty bottle of some sort of beer for like way over asking price just to say you have it. You know, like,
Yeah.
craft beer is
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, it's like any hobby. You get the people that
Yeah,
go crazy, tick off all the stuff that they want to do, but
yeah.
I just want to. Life's too short. As a beer
Exactly.
reviewer once said.
Well, it's interesting in talking to people that don't really drink too much craft beer. They're kind of like more macro, and like describing all these flavors to them. You're like, you guys have all that, and I'm drinking this, Budweiser or something. But
Yeah, it's your choice.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pricey hobby for sure. Craft.
Oh
beer,
yeah, you can
Not cheap.
spend silly amounts of money.
And then you get all the hype and stuff like that, and then
Well,
that's just,
because when people have like said that to me before about like, well, I don't want to do all that stuff. It's like, well, you could just enjoy it more. Like you don't have to sit there and absolutely pick it apart. I don't do that of every beer. I don't. For the majority of the beer I drink, I don't sit there and be like trying to. Because actually, it's happened to me a few times where I've picked a beer apart and actually my thoughts on it have changed. Like I go, oh, actually, it's not as balanced and nuanced as I thought it was, or things to that nature. It's like, yeah, just I'd rather you just enjoy it. Are you enjoying what you're drinking? Yes, yes or no. Are you drinking it to get hammered, or are you drinking it just to enjoy something?
yeah. I mean, and then now you have the rise of like Untapped and Beer Advocate, and it's like a lot of people I know they specifically pick beers out when they're in bottle shops based on their Untapped ratings. They'd be like, "I'm gonna Google this, see what the Untapped rating is," and then they base it off that.
Why about that?
I mean,
Reasonable.
I've done it. I'm guilty of it all the time. But at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, everyone has different palates, so. And I'm thinking, like, am I cheating myself out of my palate?
It's a good place. I always think it's a good place to start though, because there's just so much, especially with a new brewery. Like I spent so much, a good couple of years, getting my fingers burnt to the point where it just burnt me out.
Yeah.
To the point where I was just like, well, actually, it's not. I'm just going to stick to the breweries that I know, because it's just been like a load of dross for ages.
That's it, innit? Yeah. When there's so many new breweries starting up, you kind of think. I mean, there's only so much money, and as we just said, I mean, it's not cheap. Even just buying kind of like cans of IPA, they're not cheap in comparison to kind of more supermarket beer and stuff like that. Macro beers.
Exactly.
So, I mean, one can of this, you could buy 4 cans of macro beer. So I think you've got to be kind of like a bit more kind of conscientious about it. And for me, before Untapped, it would have been rate beer that I was always kind of like my measuring stick. Like, if it's over a certain point, then I'm going to. Sorry, Craig's.
Is he the whole cheesecake?
He's going to eat it like a biscuit.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. So you have, I'm glad we have sources like Untapped and Beer Advocate and Rate Beer and stuff, because, I mean, you go buy something that you're kind of looking at through the can art, and it's like, oh, I've never had this brewery. Let me see what other people think about it, and I'm already going to spend $16 or up on this 4-pack, which a beer I never had, and just kind of. I mean, it's nice to have that kind of. People have had this beer and they kind of give you your thoughts, so it's kind of like, do I pick it up? Do I kind of not pick it up?
I don't take it as gospel, but I always look at the amount of check-ins it's had compared to the average rating. Because if it's had like 20 check-ins and it's at its local placed where it's served, that's
Yeah.
probably going to be a bit
It's a
biased
4.46.
that is it's had
it's a bit of
50 check-ins all around the same sort of place because that's
Yeah.
where it's served and people are a bit biased to it because it's their local one and all that sort of thing. But like if it's generally well received with an average rating, I'd be more inclined to put my
Yeah.
quids in.
Yeah,
me
because I'm
too.
sure we've all been burned. You know, you buy a 4-pack of something, and it's like, oh, this seems pretty cool, and then you're like, this is a terrible beer, and then now you're stuck with three other cans or
I see.
5 other cans.
We don't really have that culture. We don't have that 4-pack culture beyond supermarkets. In kind of like what we're drinking, we don't really have that 4-pack culture because it'd be too expensive.
Yeah,
So what I'm drinking now is probably at least £5 a can. So it's at least a £20 4-pack. So if you could add, so what's that? $25 4-pack,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
This is only
yeah.
6% IPA by a brewery that is not got much of a name.
yeah,
We don't have. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, because I guess the kind of your macro drinking in this country is completely opposite. It's
Compared
dirt cheap and
Yeah.
massive and fucking man. That's a big chunk of like people's kind of drinking habits, really. So we're very much the opposite. Kind of one can for extortionate amounts.
yeah. I mean, I pay crazy prices even in the States. Like I said, that 4-pack of the Dogfish one was like $40 for 4 12-ounce bottles. Granted, it's 17.3% ABV, but I mean, most of the 4-packs I buy from breweries or bottle shops, they're at least 18 and up. I paid upwards of like $32 a 4-pack sometimes for 16 ounces. Yeah.
Wow.
Whether it be a stout or some sort of like crazy, I think one of them was it was a sour. It was like this double pineapple, double passion fruit. It was like fruit juice. Like you put it in a blender and that's what it looked like. But it was 30. They wanted $32 for a 4-pack for that. For
Wow.
16 cans. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that just seems a bit steep to me.
And it was like 6 or 7% for a sour, but yeah, I mean
It's only and a sour.
it was a sour, yeah.
Is the like 660 bomber still much of a thing? It's like when I was getting into kind of American beer, like bombers were
the thing.
the kind of the main.
I mean, we
measure
do
on it.
a lot of
What's
the
the
breweries
main
around
thing,
here, they do like 500 ml bottles. Then they do, like the bigger bottles and stuff. But
So is that Wayne?
I mean, bomber. I mean, mostly it's cans. It's like 16-ounce cans for the most part. You don't see too many bomber bottles like you used to. I mean, you go to
it used to be
go to the bottle shop and
Used
stuff.
to be everywhere, didn't it?
But now
Going back like 10
cans,
years
everyone
ago.
has 16-ounce cans, that kind of thing. It's all 4-packs or whatever, 6-packs. I mean, most of them are all 4-packs. Not many breweries do 6-packs. There's breweries that I go to, they don't even distro. It's all like that one that I showed you with in the coffin and stuff. They have no distro. You have to buy all their beer on site. Like and a lot of that stuff sells out within a couple of days. Like they opened up back in 2016. They opened up like in the spring, and I went in the fall for like a beer release, and we waited in line for like 3 hours for beer to pick up things, and there was things falling out in like an hour.
See, that's another culture thing over here. There's no queuing up.
Yeah.
Not anymore. We had a bit of it, I guess, for a while.
Did we?
Yeah, there were a kind of a certain kind of period where there were like some hype beers that people had gone nuts for.
Yeah.
Like Yellow Belly and Human Cannonball.
I've been in many beer lines where
We
I
get it all online anyway, so it's like.
But then on Human Cannonball, first release of that, they had like fucking 16 bottles of it in North Bar.
Oh, right.
It would have like a fight to get one.
Yeah.
No, literally like 16 bottles of it.
It's not worth. But in the end, it wasn't really worth it queuing up for it. It was all right, but it was.
Yeah, I used to for beer releases. I think the longest I've spent was like 3.5 hours for a bottle release. I
I'd
got
rather
there.
I'd
Like
rather
they
not
would.
drop. I wouldn't be that bothered.
I
No, but you
like,
went to the
I
Trillium
waited,
thing. That
and there was
you
there was
followed.
there was a crap ton of people.
Yeah,
before
but
me, at least 50 people ahead of
I
me.
didn't queue up for it.
Yeah,
Just went. It's just takeover.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, people go nuts for a bot. I mean, they'll like some of the like the one that I was showing earlier, Vale Brewing. They used to, that was the first line I went to, and like I said, we were in line for 2 hours. Never had the beer whatsoever. Never tried it on tap. Just going off all hype. And there was one particular beer that they had, and it sold out within an hour. They came out and said, "Hey, this beer is sold out in to-go cans. You can try it on tap." Because there were people coming out with like dollies, cases of beer, and just loading up their cars, probably flipping the shit out of it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, just selling it on.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
that's the
crack open
brewery's.
one of those now.
Oh, okay. That's good. But
Well, yeah, that's when they had no limits, and then
you got to have a limit. So
beers.
everyone
If
can
you're
get
first
some.
in line and you want to drop $500 on beer,
Yeah, that's not right.
you know,
Yeah. If you got half a mile queue and people are buying that much, it's like
yeah.
you got-
Well,
you
they're
got-
obviously reselling it, or they're muling it for other people.
Well, that's where you should have a limit.
Yeah. Well, then they went to limits, but now that they don't really do distro, but I mean their consistency has kind of fallen off. They're not as hype as they used to be because there's such an influx of all these other breweries that are getting shipped to my area. Like I think a lot of people are kind of stepping away from like standing in line and stuff like that. But obviously with the whole,
This works really amazingly well.
that seems like a great combo.
It's like
chocolate cheesecake with
the bourbon
Imperial
barrel.
Stout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that's good. Oh yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, I know people that make that's like their second career, just reselling beer. Like they get a lot of like hype breweries, and then they go on like Instagram or something like that, and just people spend like, you get six beers and they're
Well,
like, oh,
yeah,
90
we-
bucks or whatever.
We see it over here. Like someone will put together like a 4-pack of hype American breweries, and they'll sell it for a ridiculous amount for like 4, and they're 4 like different beers. But like I'd never
and
pay
people
it.
snatch
the
it up.
prices
It's crazy. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just
The thing is they do sell it, but like I'd never buy it. But they do
like
sell it.
10 cans for 200 quid.
and the thing is, you're paying all that money, and then
Fucking crazy.
it's not as half as good as what we produce over here anyway. So what's the point?
Like because
Depends
when
really, that's it.
if I spend that money on that sort of beer, and I just drank it at home,
Yeah.
look, each their own. Each their own. If that's what you want to do, that's absolutely fine. And if you get that enjoyment out of it, absolutely fine. But for me personally, I don't know. I wouldn't want to spend that amount of money and just be drinking it here by myself.
Yeah.
If you know, I don't know.
You want to share it.
Yeah, it's a strange thing for me. I get like, well, it's the age-old adage of,
that's the thing. Like the craft
yeah,
beer community is all about, oh, what do you have on your shelf, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you've had this beer.
whereas I'd rather have like some shit beers with my mates,
Yeah, yeah.
or some half decent beers. A half decent beer can become a great beer if you're in really good company.
Depending on your
But paying that much money for a load of hype cans and then just drinking it at home, I just wouldn't want to do it. I'd want to share them, and that's the only reason I'd buy them. I wouldn't buy them just to try them at home. But again, each their own. If that's what you want to do, that's what you spend your money on. That's up to you.
There's some people that don't even really drink craft beer. They just go wait in these lines for they get paid for that. They're like, oh well, go wait in this line for a couple hours to get this hype brewery.
Yeah,
and then I'll pay you. And that's what they do. They just go wait in lines, and then that person
hell.
sells them online for
Yeah.
great.
I mean, I just cracked that open. I brought it over Christmas because I just thought like I might want to just have something a little tart, little sour, and the fact that like I can get a load of bottles of that from my local supermarket. For me, that's probably the best supermarket beer you can buy.
Yeah.
It is just so good.
I love Bone. I think they're great.
it's just so good, and you can just buy it for like £3 at and my Waitrose is like really close to my house.
We don't get that in my local Waitrose, which is really annoying. I have to go to Canterbury. It's like, nah.
It's one of those ones where I don't buy it that much, but when I do, and then when I drink it, I'm like, I just need to buy that just at least once a month. At least once a month, just need to buy it and just drink it because it's so pleasurable.
I would always have it in my fridge if it was in my local.
It's just such an enjoyable experience. The fact that it's like sort of
got a vintage on the top of the
yes, it's 2018, 2019.
Right. That one. Pick it up.
Oh, 2018, 2019. That one.
Yeah. Nice. Cool.
It's just so good, and that's what I like. That's what I want. I want to know what I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
They're quality.
I want to enjoy it.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone's palate's different. So then you look at a beer on these sites, and they're like, oh, they gave it this rating. But I mean, you could love it compared to somebody that doesn't like that type of style of beer.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's always the problem with the rating, because you see those ones where it's like it's a 1.5 star out of 5. I don't like brown ales or something like that. It's like, well, that's not a reason to give it a low score because you don't like it. That's not how reviews work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was. I had I don't know if you remember. I had this problem with a Free Hills Stout. It was a 750 bottle, Imperial Stout, vanilla Imperial Stout, wax top, and all the fireworks. When we had it, it was infected. It was like fucking TCP, so it was infected. So to their credit, they dealt with it really well. Sent us another bottle, infected.
Oh no!
Told them that was the problem again. Then they were like, well, then we just requested a couple of cans of something else. I'm like, there's a fucking problem here, and it's come out again. It's one of those fucking ridiculously wax bottom.
Oh, cans. Yeah.
Anyway,
but it did like half the can in it.
It's got a really good rating, and a lot of these ratings are like, oh, I like that lovely smoky kind of like taste. I'm like, because when I did a video of it and I didn't know much about it, and I was going, I don't think it's like kind of Isla whiskey barrel aged, but I'm getting that kind of TCP. But then people on Untappd go, oh, I love that. Oh, I love that kind of that peaty kind of quality. I'm like, it's not meant to taste like that.
Yeah.
It's not being kind of barrel aged. It's fucking infected. So I think so. Sometimes I think there's a bit of even if you pay a lot of money or people are told that it's really good. I think sometimes you go, oh, I better say it's good because
it's the same thing with Hopburn, isn't it? People say, oh, it's got that lovely like hop burn. It's not supposed to have a lovely hop burn. That's not a desired like trait.
Yeah. It's like
hop burn has become like a fit. It's not supposed to be that.
Or if they were like, oh, it's too green, because it just got released from the brewery like a day ago. You're like, oh, it needs to sit for a while. It's got like that. It's got like that vegetal type, like acidic type aftertaste. We understand that, but it's the people that think that's like how it should be. That's what I'm talking about. They're saying it should be like that. It's like, a lovely hop burn. It's like hop shouldn't burn. There should be a burn.
Yeah. There's two. I've seen there's two sides to this as well. I'd say, once upon a time, somebody from a very well-regarded UK brewery. I was talking to him about another locally well-renowned brewery, saying I've had some fucking ropey kind of like harsh beer from them recently, and he said, oh, we don't have that problem. I said, oh, why is that then? It's because we hold on to this beer until it's ready. But then subsequently, I have had green as fuck beer from those kind of breweries.
Yeah,
I'd say at the same time. I mean, if you look at it, is often a bit of an Instagram crowd, who are saying these stupid things. about kind of like, oh, I love that green hot burn. There's two sides of it. I mean, if it's released as it should be, because they should be testing it and stuff and making sure it's ready for release. So it's presenting at its best. That's what everybody should hope for. In the past, there's been certain breweries who have sent stuff out pretty quickly and then said, I mean, they were fucking Omnipolo, weren't they, at one point? Where they were like, oh, we didn't expect it to get out as quick as it did. So we thought this would hit shops for another like week and a half, 2 weeks. So it was a bit aggressive. I think there's also those people who, like once upon a time, we were like wanting like really kind of excessively bitter beers. Maybe there are certain people who, it's like, oh, it's part of the kind of bragging nature of it all. It's willy
Yeah, having it first or whatever.
It's like 14 seconds old. It was canned just
Exactly.
because I've been in that situation where people have like been kind of like giving you bottles off of canning lines.
It's from the tank.
Bottling lines and all that business.
Exactly.
Yeah, beer straight from a tank's never that good because it's not finished.
Yeah.
So, but is it because you've been given that kind of opportunity? It's like I'm before everyone else. I've been given this special kind of like opportunity. Is it somebody who wants to kind of like crow about that opposed to? Like,
Yeah.
Because
Because I got a bit jaded of the it needs to sit for a couple of weeks. I always got a bit jaded of that. It's like why does it need to sit for a couple of weeks?
if I buy it today, I probably want to drink it in the next couple of days.
Yeah, especially if it's an IPA or stuff. I'd never buy an IPA with the intention of putting it in my fridge for a couple of weeks.
No,
But I've definitely brought IPA where where I thought that would have done better sitting for a couple of weeks.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
So I don't know where I don't know where the whole thing came from really. The
We
whole
have
sort
not
of
had it for a while. I've not had those issues.
no, it was definitely a period. There was definitely a period.
Yeah.
Like you said, I've never had that because like you say, it should sit in tank for as long as it needs to sit in the tank, and then they whack it out, don't they? I think is it just pressure on breweries? They just thought they needed to just pump it out.
Well, that's it. I mean, if it's sitting there, it's not making money, is it?
Yeah.
And that is what is often forgotten. That's the main intention of the entire endeavour.
Yeah.
To make money.
It is. It's not for us. It's not for us
No.
beer nerds to pick over it.
No. I mean, it's part of it, and that's why it's relevant in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
As you were saying earlier about kind of enjoyment of beer, and I mean, not kind of like picking it apart and stuff. I mean, I think when you're just enjoying a beer, I think. Just thinking back to last night, we had some nice stuff, and there will be an initial reaction and a bit of like a exchanging of kind of like opinions. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. But then that's probably it. We're not going like not turning to each other while watching an old episode.
Yeah,
of Game of Thrones.
you're doing notes.
Are you picking up those kind of? There might be once in a while. Oh yeah, once in a while they'd be like, oh, this is fantastic, isn't it? It's that initial reaction and the enjoyment thereafter. I mean, some beers, absolutely. If it's a big one, you've been holding on to it for a while as well. You might remark, it's much better now it's warmed up, stuff like that. But I think it is.
But like
it's more the enjoyment than like with Craig and his Imperial Stout and his cheesecake. He didn't seem that bothered about the stout.
the cheesecake.
When he got his cheesecake, you were like, because the cheesecake probably needed a bit of something to kind of like maybe you probably need a little bit of sweetness because maybe the barrel was a bit too kind of like prominent, so maybe that made a real difference. I had something last week. I can't remember what it was, and I had a bit of cheap chocolate in fridge, a bit of dark chocolate, and whatever this beer was, it just needed a little bit.
Oh,
of something.
is that when you did a stream, didn't you, with Peter? Was that the one?
Well, that might. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I? I can't remember what I had. I was a bit pissed by the end of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember you breaking out. I listened to it while I was working. Yeah. I think you broke some chocolate out.
Oh no, it was. I can't remember that one now. Can't remember what it was.
Do you think that like certain like rating apps and stuff like Beer Advocate, Rate Beer, do you think they kind of project how you taste the beer? Like if a beer you've never tried before, do you think like, oh well, this beer only got a 3.8 out of 5 or whatever on tap? It's like
I only ever tried
Power
to
of,
use.
power
yeah.
of suggestion.
Yeah, I only ever use it really if it's a brewery I've never particularly heard of or know what. None of my friends have told me about it.
yeah,
I tend to only use it if it's an absolute gamble of a brewery, where it's like, well, who the fuck are they? What have they? So like, other than that, I don't particularly rate. I don't use it for anything other than like, oh, that's a new brewery. How are they rated?
yeah,
That's the time I'd use it.
Yeah, I think for somewhere maybe it's expensive. I think I'll
Yeah.
I kind of like check. Like there were a bunch of Burnt Mill stouts that came out.
Oh yeah, well, they're all like
coffee
nine quid each, weren't they? Like
yeah,
same
and
same
they
same base
haven't
beer.
got good ratings.
Yeah.
They've not got good ratings at all.
I didn't touch them. Yeah.
But then, like Way of Brunch, it was incredible. So
Yeah.
it's like, why did they miss so widely on these?
And
I have had
just,
some bad beers from Burnt Mill. So
yeah, they've just fallen off the zeitgeist. Even like round here, like obviously I'm in Burnt Mill country sort of thing, and they're just fallen off a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there.
I had a nice pale from them the other week. Nice.
Yeah. So
Drifting something, I can't remember. Drifting Soul, something like that. Was nice.
But to put a series of beers out where if you wanted to buy all three, it'd cost you the best part of 30 quid. It's
Yeah.
strange. I don't know, a bit of a strange move, really. Just put some more
Yeah,
weight of
then,
brunch
yeah,
out.
not great reviews. Yeah, that's it. It's a guide.
Yeah.
And that's always I've kind of seen it. I mean, there's like Rate Beer, for example, is always problematic because certain it probably exists in Untapped as well. Certain styles always end up a lot lower than others.
yeah.
So I mean, what is Augustina Hell's rating? I mean, that is pretty flawless.
Yeah.
So but that's not going to be it will have been reviewed like fucking 150,000 times or something like that.
Yeah.
If not more. It'll have an average rating of like 3.61, but it probably is the best lager in the world.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the thing about these rating systems. All the hype stuff gets rated super high. So you go on Untapped, all these like, hazy New England style IPAs, barrel aged imperial stouts, heavily fruited sours. They're all like 4 or 5 out of 5, like Mortalis and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like you get these lagers and pilsners, and they're like 3.5 or something, or Helles lagers are like 3.5.
Yeah. Well, I've seen like a really I've seen a good meme to that effect where it's like, oh, this is the best bitter I've ever had, and then it has a rating of 3 on Untapped.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's the best bitter you ever had, then surely that's a 5 because
exactly.
you're basing it on all of the bitters you've ever had.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you're being conservative, you give it a 4.5.
Yeah.
Because there's no such figure as a 5. But
The only thing that rates high now.
Yeah.
Is
If you base a bitter, you're the best bitter you've ever had on the best double IPA you've ever had.
Yeah.
That's not the same. It's not the same
Exactly.
ratio. You can't give everything the same ratio, can you? It just doesn't work like that. It's I just base it on enjoyment. It's like that's my scale. my 5 is an enjoyment scale. A 5 is like, oh my god, I've jizzed my pants. That's like I need to have I need to have more of it.
I don't think there's a 5 out there though. To be
No,
honest.
and anything,
there's loads of fives.
and anything above a 3, is I'll drink it again. I'll drink it again on a varying degree of like, I'll fucking drink that again to I'll have that again.
Yeah.
That's how my internal scale works.
Yeah.
So, as Craig said, I think there's loads of 5s. I think 5s are really kind of like it's more to do. It's an instinctual thing. Is the 5?
Yeah.
I think he's got. Oh, this is fucking ace. This. Yeah, I've probably got a couple of 5s over there.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, absolutely. Think
But
of
then
those
you've got
also
you've got no scope though for if you have something that's slightly better, where you've got
Don't
nowhere
matter.
to go.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
But
Just, it's really good. I
and
think
also,
you should go. It's not about hitting a peak. It's like Adam.
Yeah.
Adam will never give anything a 5, which just make.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about kind of like it's about enjoyment. It's
But-
like
but-
if you
Oh,
enter
yeah,
that and you
exactly,
go,
yeah.
No,
fuck me, that's
That's a perfect
fucking
beer.
ace.
I
No,
get
Like some of those,
I get that, but
because it's not about being. It's not about it being perfect.
no,
It's about it just
no, I
being
agree.
really good.
but
It's just fucking
all-
ace. Like some of the
but-
Fremont stuff you had. They're probably 5s. You'd be like, fuck, that's amazing. 5. Just because I think there should be 5s. I think you should allow yourself to have that level of enjoyment and not feel like there's something beyond it. Because right in that moment, if it's absolutely fucking banging, that's what it is. And I think that
Yeah.
you should go,
Well,
yeah,
that's
is ace.
what I was going to say
Brilliant.
about enjoying it with other people as well, or being in
Yeah,
being
that
in those surroundings.
yeah.
Yeah, like that makes a massive difference because when you're having a beer at home on your own, you might not be as enthusiastic about when you share it with someone and you look at
Yeah.
him and you go fuck, this is
Wow.
that yeah. So there's so much that goes into it. It seems like such an innocuous thing, but like there's so much that goes into that stuff. Like if you've had a shitty day, you could have a shitty day, have a good beer, and you're like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But then you have that beer and you're with people and you're all having a great laugh, and you're like, fuck, fuck, that's good. And then your rating's going to go up, in it. So it's all a pinch. It's all a pinch of salt. Everything's a pinch of salt with that sort of stuff.
Social media plays a big part in craft
Yeah.
beer for the most part.
Yeah.
To
I
me,
try
I
not.
feel like it
I
kinda,
try not to let it because
yeah.
there's a lot of bullshit on social media as well, though. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of swaying. So, I mean, I've had beers that rated crazy high,
There's
like
lots of
4,
tits as
6,
well.
or almost 5, tapped, and I drank them, and I was like, it's not bad, but I don't think it's a 4, 6, or higher.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
There's lots of shit where it's like, oh, those guys got sent that beer as well. It's like that's why they're saying it. It's like so
Yeah.
good.
It's so
but when you
good.
get-
Like,
when you get like
Your
tits and
hands
legs
on it.
everywhere, it's like, nah, and then it's got to be a great beer because
Yeah.
of that.
Well, look, I hate it more when it's like the Haze Bros and all that sort of shit. I
Yeah.
don't mind if I had that stuff, I'd fucking sell it as well. But it's the guys who get the shitty supermarket stuff for free, and then they're like, oh, it's just so good. It's
Well,
like,
that's how
it's
the
not.
sour-
It's
that's how
not.
the
It's a
sour game
supermarket beer.
on Instagram, like the sour game, like I follow a lot, like they do these waffle races where they do like hype breweries that sell like these crazy heavily fruited sours, and like you put in for a spot and they do these races, and then like if you win the whatever 12 cans, let's say you put in $5 a spot for 2 spots, $10, you get 10 cans or whatever of this, all these sours. But yeah, I think the social media definitely has a sway in craft beer compared to what it used to be.
Well, and it's the age old thing of like everyone says like Pilsner and lager are what brewers love to drink. That's what brewers love to drink. They love drinking all that, but they're making double IPAs, crazy sours,
Yeah,
crazy imperial stouts. But all you hear is like, oh yeah, we just love to drink Pilsner. But it's because you have to follow what sells.
yeah.
Because like Rob said earlier, it's a business, isn't it? Like,
Well, they
if you
say that the hazy IPA trend is going to burst, like the bubble is going to burst. And
I don't think it will ever burst. I think that's just what I think it'll just evolve. It like IPA always has done. It will just change to whatever the next zeitgeist is.
Absolutely. My thoughts on the brewers drinking lager thing. It fucking used to be like that. They were all drinking IPAs and stuff. Take it from me though. That's what they were all doing. I think once again, it's a peer group thing. It's there's a certain level of snobbery and hierarchy and all sorts.
Yeah.
And then you've got to fit in within a community. That's it's prevailing. I mean, I understand it. So there's nowhere to hide in a good Pilsner, you can appreciate that because I'm so much above it all.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
bullshit.
it's also why aren't you
If-
brewing it then?
if it's fucking good shit, what you do it, what's in front of you, it is for whoever it is. I mean, and if they're all so burnt out and drinking kind of IPAs, but they're all drinking fucking lagers and table beers, so they're never having IPAs. So I don't know what they're on about.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, as I said, I know a lot of people. I've known over the years, known a lot of people, brewers, and I think it's like one. My mate Tom, who works up at Salts, he's all for just silly stuff. His main thing, his little side project is making cider. And it's not about, and he brought some of his cider. It's not about small, subtle flavors. It's kind of big, kind of like fucking crazy, kind of like.
I'm always
rustic
pressed.
ciders
I'm
and
always
stuff.
pressed to drink cider, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm always like, and I know it's like when they're working at a festival and stuff. Well, don't drink for starters.
No,
But, okay, yeah. If you're working you're a brewery working at a festival, drinking table beers and pilsners and stuff like that, it's probably a better move than drinking imperial stouts. But
Yeah.
I think it's fucking. I think it's a lot of bravado, personally. Any industry that's got, which is quite male centric, there'll always be that.
a bit of Juliet Bravo.
Well, yeah, because like, it's like, you don't enjoy the stuff you make then. It's like, no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
So why should I? Why should I buy it?
Yeah.
If you don't think it's good enough to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it was always the old adage. Yeah, of
you
like
that word, didn't you? You like
I
that
do, but I'm struggling with it.
word. Yeah.
of like, yeah, we just drink pilsners. We're brewers. We just drink pilsners. Or it's not no, because how do you know what's happening? Like you're just brewing it for like purely financial gain, which again you are though, because it's a business. I always have to try and bring it back to that because I love beer. It's my hobby. It's my passion.
Well, then,
So what I'm looking for is different to what the mass produced everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
It's just.
I remember seeing mates at Hub City and going like, "Oh, you having a lager? Have you having a Taras Bulba or something like that?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck off! Go on, jog on."
Yeah,
it's like
so
this occasion isn't for that. This occasion is for kind of silliness.
When I want a lager, it's normally when I'm at home. I'm never normally out and I go, "Oh, I really want a lager," while I'm out.
That's true. Yeah.
No.
I mean, obviously, weather dictates that to a certain
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I drink more lagers, pilsners, and stuff in the summer months.
degree.
Yeah, but like you say, when you're at like an
More
event,
refreshing. Yeah,
when you're at like a thing, I'm not looking for them. If I'm in a beer garden,
Yeah.
Well,
and like
if I'm at a beer festival, I'll look for it. It's normally the second. If it's the second day, I'm like, I need something, a lager, just to get me going. And
well, we did that at Hop City, but it was that 9%.
oh yeah, whereas
Whatever it was. We saw lager on the menu.
Shit, 9%. So here we go then.
Well, that was first beer of the day. It was like, let's have a lager. Oh, the Cowboy's got a lager on.
Yeah, I was fine until I saw the ABV. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of these brew I know over here, they'll put out a beer that's super green, and
Yeah.
then they're like, well, people are going to buy it, so they put it out. It's like $20 pack for a 16-ounce can kind of thing. And
Wow.
I mean, I don't mind green beer. I mean, it's definitely, you get like that very like vegetal type taste to it at the end. But
I'm expecting that from when Verdun produced Putty. It's going to be, well, last year it was proper green.
yeah,
I thought
I
anyway.
barely remember it.
I reviewed it. Can't remember it.
I had a fair few last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was during lockdown. The
Yeah,
blah,
I
blah.
had it last year. I remember having it.
But it did change over time.
that's like the running joke with you know, I know it's all over Instagram and like the beer pages, but it's like you get a brewery, like they use the same hops they did last week's release, same exact this weekend. It's like, is it the same beer with a different label? It's like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Where they say it's Galaxy Citra Mosaic, and the next
Yeah.
week it's Mosaic Citra Galaxy.
exactly.
And then
So it's like, I see what you're doing. You're making the same exact, pretty much the same beer, just putting a different label on it. You know,
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at going to the paper mill in Sittingbourne on Friday. 'Cause that's one of the venues for it.
they've got way more venues this year as well. It's massive this year.
yeah.
There's
Because they've got a bigger
there's two round me. Last year it was like one if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
They used to be
there's
like
still-
3
that's-
in the entire country
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
there's
yeah.
I mean, they were there last year. I just never bothered. But they're going to have a few other beers that I'm more interested in. Putty on tap. So it's like, might go. They're serving it from 12 o'clock on Friday. So I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
so
roll up. I might go and have a little nose. So
it's Putty or Citra.
I don't know. to be honest.
Is Putty single hop? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Citra
ever-
focused anyway.
Yeah, is it ever,
It's
is it ever,
Citra heavy.
The
Yeah.
sidecar.
has it ever changed?
Sidecar's same as well.
Yeah. See, I think
I've been in a place and again, this is made like multiple times a year. And it's
Yeah,
a better
yeah.
beer.
yeah. Well, this is what I was just about to say. It's like I think Verdant do better beers than Putty, but it doesn't get half the amount of fucking bullshit. hype.
But what I was saying earlier is what I enjoy about Putty is it makes me feel like when I first got into craft beer, where there were their annual releases,
That was the first one.
it's Cannonball, it's all of that, like the Cannonball Run, it's all that sort of
Yeah.
thing of a hyped release. I'm all for that because I feel like it's a sense of unity, a sense of everyone having the same beer, and it's not that it's not the churn. It's not the churn of there's this beer this week. I enjoy that, and I'll probably pick it up because of that fact. I just enjoy that side of it, and that's what I've been because that's what when I got into craft beer, that's what it was about. Even when it boils down to like Beavertown Bloody Ale, it's like I went to Bermondsey to drink Bloody Ale when they released that beer and stuff.
So you
So
don't
that-
get excited about it now.
no, I don't get it. But it moves on, doesn't it? But that's what I mean. It was like that was a big release when they released Bloody Ale every year, for me anyway. So and there isn't much about that now. Name another beer like that has that.
I used
like
to love that when it
Yeah.
first came out. It used to be like, it was banging.
Oh, it was so good. Like I said, I went to the bottle shop in Bermondsey, and went to the release party of it and all that sort of thing. And you just don't. There are releases of beers, but just not like that now. Not that yearly sort of hype. So it's more for a different reason.
There's obviously a private joke there somewhere. So.
yeah.
What? It's not 420.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, miscellaneous.
Right.
Get on here, miscellaneous.
I'll send him if he wants the link. If you want the link,
I don't know
Tell
if
me
he's
the
still. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's still working or not.
yeah. Well, I can easily send it to him.
Yeah.
So, no, not a problem.
Well, this beer's finally done. I finally finished it.
Oh well,
Well done.
you got to the bottom of it.
I've been drinking some water in between it, so
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. I normally do that at beer festivals, to be honest.
yeah. It's only 5:14 here on the East Coast on Sunday, so. But I'll probably be working tomorrow, even though we got snow on the ground. It stopped snowing a little bit ago, but yeah, we'll probably have work tomorrow. It's supposed to change over to rain over midnight, so
Yeah. Yeah, we don't get snow much. No,
What we do, we cope with it really badly.
Yeah, but I mean, down south we don't get. I mean, you get it more up north there, but we don't. Last January, it was like we had about foot of snow. It's quite bad.
yeah, I can. Well, when we had that big snowstorm a couple weeks ago, I took my car out because I was supposed to get my car fixed because the deer ran into it. So that jacked up.
That old thing. That old
yeah,
adage.
it ran into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I was at a red light.
I was on a
Just ran
back
into
road and I seen two doe on the side of the road. I was going about 25 and one came across and I kind of stopped and the other one just ran right in the side of the driver's side door and then kind of
Shit.
flipped and ran off and I mean it's still drivable. Whenever he kind of hit it where when he opened the door it makes a big old creak. But yeah, it happened back in December, beginning of December. I was supposed to get my car to the shop on the 3rd of January, but then we had a big snowstorm. Like I had an appointment, I went halfway through and I called them and said I'm about 5 minutes out and they said, oh well, our parking lot's not plowed. The one girl got snowed. She couldn't get out of the parking lot. She's like, oh, she's in 2-wheel drive, and I was like, oh well, I'm in all-wheel drive. I was like, let's see what this Audi does. And I was like, well, I guess I'll turn around. And then I came back to the neighborhood and I got stuck 3 times because I was on a hill. I think because I was too low. But I mean, for the most part, the car handled great in the snow, all-wheel drive and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll probably be working tomorrow and see how the old girl does in the snow. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm eating this bourbon barrel aged beer of this Belgian chocolate cheesecake, and it's giving me massive sherry notes. It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
Wow. Like a liqueured sherry.
Nice.
It's weird, isn't it? Out beer.
Sounds like it pairs pretty well then.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, there's not a thing of that Cannonball Run now anymore.
No, I haven't seen it for the last couple of years. Have they even done it?
I mean, they might have done, but
They've
it's
done
just like it's not the same. You don't
No.
see. It's not like bloody putty, which is OTT.
Yeah. No, I've never. Yeah, Cannonball Run has dropped off a cliff really.
Yeah.
Last couple of years.
Yeah. No, it's just.
I'd be interested, but I wouldn't go out my way. I wouldn't go my way.
But even the putty, I'm not. The only reason I'm thinking of going to one of the venues is some of the other Verdant beers they've got on.
I'll just get the can delivered here.
Well,
I'm
they're
not going to
getting,
go.
like,
I'm not
you
going
know,
to go to.
You know the Watt series? I think they got the whole Watt series on.
Oh really? Yeah.
So it's like, I'm more interested in that than putty.
Yeah.
So that's going to be at the paper mill in Sittingbourne. So I'm debating to go to that on Friday from 12. I just think that putty's going to be too green as well. So.
Well, it just shouldn't be though. I think it would, like
It shouldn't be, but it was
No.
last year. It was last year.
I can't remember it being too green. Well, to be fair, I can't even. I reviewed it, but I can't remember drinking it. That's how
Well,
impactful it was.
I had about 3 cans last year, and I tried
Yeah.
one fresh, which was the review fresh.
Yeah.
Then I had one about 2 weeks later, slightly better, still slightly green. I had one about 3 weeks after that, and it was it was really good then.
But with the size of the brewery they got now, they shouldn't be producing beers that green.
But where were they this time last year with it all?
They were well. They've only just opened up all the new shit, haven't they?
Is this the first time they brewed it at the new site?
I don't know. To be fair, I could be talking out my arse. They might have already been in. They might have already been in the brewery last year, but I'm pretty sure it's new, isn't it? It's relatively new, all that stuff.
Fairly new, but I just don't understand all the hype it gets. I don't understand it.
No,
It is still going.
I don't think it's better than other stuff, but I like it for the fact that they just do it. They just do it then. Wouldn't it be great if breweries just did stuff less? If you know what I mean, they just did it less fucking weekly, and you get those things. Oh, this one's coming out this week, and oh shit, that one's coming out next week.
Yeah, I just don't like. And then what bugs me is like, it's a good beer. It's a great beer. Yeah, it's on the level with lots of other great beers. But then you go,
I don't think it's. I don't think it's better than any other beer.
It's the best beer I've ever had. It's amazing. Blah blah blah. And it's like, is this the first time you've had it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of bit of that. There's a bit of bragging. It's like,
Exactly. But I think that's like a new thing, isn't it? Because before it was just like everyone enjoying it. Before that's what I felt like it used to be with like even like the double IPA the like double IPA V whatever from Cloudwater. It was people enjoying it together. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nostalgic for a couple of years ago.
I just don't get all. I think it's more pushed by a lot of perhaps new people who come into.
I think I'm coming at it from a different place to what a lot of people are coming at it from.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's a lot of new people,
an Instagram thing, and
new Instagram people trying
Yeah.
things for the first time, push it to where it shouldn't really be. It's a good beer, but it's not. There's a lot of other good beers or better beers I think that Verdant do throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we say about, like, I always harken back to like a yearly release of being like the Cannonball Run and all that sort of stuff. Like that, they weren't the best beers you had that year, but it was just a nice thing to do at that. Like when those beers came out, it's like, yeah, I'll get those because that's the time they're released.
I don't know,
and I'll try them.
Jake, I completely agree. I'd say it's nice for things to seem special.
Yeah.
But when it's a bit when it's so unrelenting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like if you're buying an 18% quadruple IPA on a weekend in January, it's not a special thing, is it? And I think I'm all for that because it is special, and it is enjoyable, and it that adds to the experience, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, one thing you'll I presume when you're down at Beaks Festival. I mean, if you go to Harvey's and drink like Harvey's Best in like their like brewery tap, I don't know if they've probably got like a few pubs, but I'm sure there'll be one iconic one. And if you manage to drink like a bottle of Albert Lecoq and a bottle of Prince of Denmark and stuff, they're great beers.
Cheers, Brian.
And they will be more even heightened by that kind of like you've gone to all the effort to get to this festival. You're with friends, all those kind of things. They will be really magical moments.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's maybe they were kind of like they were being manufactured in a way, which is quite nice because something stood out from the norm. I mean, I think I said it on maybe last Sunday when I was talking to Peter. I mean, and I think there's a bit of a annoying hankering towards the core range by certain elements of the beer community, which is I kind of get, but once again, I think it's naive, and I'm not sure what it kind of. I think they definitely exist.
Cheers, John.
If this all you gave us,
go on, mate.
I'd buy it. If I mean, Polly's have recently done a core range. And there's like 3 beers in it. And 2
3 beers,
fucking bagging. And the cheap as fuck.
I've had one that's absolutely fantastic.
If that's what they made, if they made those 3 beers and once a month they made a different one, people would be fucking all over it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't stop them buying like multiple cans of Floret, which is a great beer.
Oh, Floret's the only one I've had. That's the only one I've had.
I mean, it's like if Verdant only made Pulp, Headband, Bloom, Lightbulb, and once or twice a month they brought out a double IPA, an Imperial Stout, lager, whatever.
Yeah, everyone go for it.
They'd seem important. They'd seem exciting. They seem different. But when it's like, when you
every week,
but
deluge of
exactly. But also every other
Same
brewery
concept.
would have to do the same as well, wouldn't they? Because what they're competing against they're competing against every other bugger as well. So that's yeah exactly.
Essentially, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had that Infinity Vortex the first time round. It was fantastic.
I had it on draft last weekend and it wasn't great.
I've not had this version or this edition, but yeah, the Vine Brew thing, people bang on about that. I'm like, I'd never had it the first time either. So
But then I've really got. I mean, if Greg's watching, I've really got into Fall City recently. From going up there and having a really good experience. I think things like that really kind of like. It's like exactly if you guys go to Lewis, and you really enjoy drinking having some Sussex Best. You might be like, oh, I want some more of that. You might be like, oh, I'll put an order in 12 bottles of Sussex Best. That's what I want.
You never get 12 bottles.
But you know what I mean? It's where I mean, there's nothing wrong with reliving really kind of fun moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that.
If you've got a decent weather day as well, that always helps. Pissing down with rain,
It's like,
things like that.
well, this coming Thursday, so me and Peter are going to Manchester. There's a bit of filming at Track. Hopefully there'll be a nice range, but I'm sure there'll be some lovely beers regardless. But I mean,
Track
I
looks
kind of run
really,
through these things in my head.
Yeah,
And
Track
I mean,
looks,
first beer
Track
we're
looks
going to do
really
on the video,
Americanised.
we're both going to have Sonoma.
Yeah.
It's not the best beer at all, but it's kind of synonymous with that brewery, so it's got to be done.
Track,
But we'll probably talk about
what I've seen of
actually
Track.
preferring half dome.
Yeah, what I've seen of Track and stuff on the photos, the new tap room, it looks really Americanized. It looks like a real big Americanized brewery warehouse thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's
I don't know
like
if
a lot of brewery taps.
No, not.
I think it's like about like
it's becoming
well,
more.
as
more
Harrington
the norm.
reminds me, it's virtually identical to
Yeah. Weren't we on the
to
stream
Dale?
where it's like Daya and Track have got like the same, virtually the
It's
same
really
layout
reminiscent.
and stuff. Yeah.
I've not been to
North's
England.
quite similar.
I've not
Yeah,
been
well,
to
North,
England.
North's new place is quite similar.
Yeah, I've not been to them three, but just you know what I mean. I just I like a little bit more of a.
Well, you want some spit and sawdust.
Character.
You won't
I
get that,
want
it's
more
gonna be clean.
character. I want more character than that. You know what I mean?
There's not there isn't many. That's just
I
setup these
Yeah,
days.
and I think you have to appeal to more than us, if you know what I mean. We'll happily drink anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think to the like they're existing on walk-ins and people come in, friends of friends, and as much as that and because I always have to remind myself that we're the minority. People aren't making beers for us. People aren't doing it because if they were, there wouldn't be a business out of it because we're hopping from one brewery to the next and all that sort of shit. But I get what you mean. There's a sterilization of all that sort of stuff because that's what they have to do. It's got to be nice. It's got to be nice. It's got to be clean.
I think it's just become that's what the American breweries do. So we've got the bigger breweries, modern craft breweries. You've got to do the same.
Yeah, that's what they've got. That's almost what they've got to do to succeed, isn't it? In the
Yeah, but it to a degree it puts me off slightly.
no, oh yeah. No, it's never the comfiest, is it? It's never like the nicest looking.
I
Some
went,
shitty tables and benches.
yeah.
but then that's part of it. Sometimes I just,
But that's yeah, exactly. Yeah.
you know what I mean. It just, you know, you're drinking, you're going there for the beer, of course, but then I don't know. I still like that kind of vibe that you get, the warmth, a little bit more personal. I think you lose it with these bigger, kind of big fucking board things.
But
I think you lose that.
I suppose when I was getting into craft beer and going to like Beavertown, it was literally tables in the brewery.
Yeah.
No, there's no nothing. There's no design, or they had a couple of things on the fermenters
But that's
and all
what I
that
like.
sort of thing.
I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
I like
That's exactly the same, but they've just moved. They've got a bigger space. They've moved the tables over away from the fermenters and built a fence around
And
it.
they got
So
a bit more
see them.
a bit more of a design aspect to it.
Yeah, that's all
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
is.
It's more of a show-off aspect, I think. They segregate it, you know.
Yeah, you just don't want people walking around your fucking kit. So if you've got the opportunity, you've got the
But
choice, you
but
wouldn't
they-
have people walking around near your kit.
Well, your kit, yeah, but if you've got barrels and stuff, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. It's probably a experiential thing, isn't it? They've got a well, and
You've
also if you've got the budget, if you've got the budget,
you've got a hospitality business. That's the two parts
Yeah.
of the industry, isn't it?
yeah, if you've got the budget, do a little
Yeah.
bit extra.
I mean, I like
If you
track.
if you don't,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be biased to say because it's track, it's fine. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that. I like track, but I just don't know.
I've had
I mean, like if you go, I think. Well, standards are set, and everybody tries to either make their interpretation on who's the kind of like the standard kind of like bearer, or you gotta do it at least kind of around that mark to be seen as being acceptable or good, or you kind of see that as a starting point to do what you want to do beyond that. Like Verdant's tap room looks lovely. I think that looks really nice. I think the who else? Was it North Monk with it? Well, Magic Rock were probably the first ones to really kind of do a good job of a tap room. And that was specifically based on their experience in California.
Yeah, that comes across.
Then everybody starts copying them.
Yeah,
And then like Northern Monk became like a more recent kind of standard.
and it's always that industrial. It was always that bare brick industrial thing because that's the units that they were in.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from, isn't it? And then but then people also like because then like brew dogs are being built around the thing, and they actually made them look like they were industrial. It's like no, that wasn't what that building looked like before. You like exposed the brickwork and did all that
Exactly.
shit. So there's that sterilization of it, and it's like
there's a
perceived.
rusticness about it.
Yeah, but then there's also the Scandinavian thing of all the like clean whitewashed wood and all of the sort of clean tables, and so there's different ways of.
Yeah, perhaps I mean, I'm all for change, but yeah, whether I'm going to like it or not.
Traditionally, a pub, a big brewery would have a brewery tap, and that's not a tap at the brewery. That would be it's like the Tetley's tap is still a pub in Leeds, and it's a lovely pub. It's a really ostentatious, decorative pub. Even it's still going. It's probably changed a lot of ways, but it's a showpiece. I mean, if you go to kind of the parts of Fuller's, for example, they'll have something that they see as their kind of like their main pub or main pubs. You'll always get the good shit there, and they'll have a really good manager, and it'll always be done really well, and that'll still permeate through those kind of type of breweries. So that's where they kind of like would. You get you're showcasing your products in its best light.
Yeah, I get that.
I suppose you just have to work with what you got. I think that's where a lot of it comes from. You just got to work because I reckon like the Daya tap room that we went to when we all went to it is very different from the Daya tap room to what they've got now.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so.
Well, especially if track is very similar to that. Like
I really like that basic feel. It was quite.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It had a nice vibe to it.
And I think you always find that, but at a brewery of a certain level, won't you? Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing at that point.
Like Newtown Park, when we were at Newtown Park, little intimate little kind of tap room.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's I guess as Jake just said.
It's more personal.
It reflects on. It reflects maybe it's if you want that kind of experience, you'll go to a smaller brewery. I mean, my mate as like a couple barrel brewery in Horsforth. Saw it the other day. He's a good lad.
Yeah, but
never been, but it'll be if you go in there, it'll be Mark or his girlfriend working there. And that'll be it.
I think that's what it is.
Beers.
It's not very. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the bigger modern craft breweries aren't very personal now. It's
No.
just not. And
Mm.
and you go there for that.
Well,
I think that's where the question is. Do you go for that?
well, probably
more
not, isn't it?
personal-
Are you expecting that personal treatment? That sort of like
Not anymore. I'm not.
the sort of the owner coming and sitting and talking with you or
Well,
what or
Well, no, but it doesn't have to. I mean, you don't get that in more kind of cozy places anyway.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but it feels more. Do you know what I mean? It's got that feel.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as you get to these big old places, you that it's kind of lost.
yeah.
Like you said,
Well,
it depends what you want. If you want the beers, great. Then
yeah, and you with people and all that sort
if you
of
want
stuff.
the beers and you want that kind of vibe, then I think that's lost. I think that's lost with these new sites now.
I don't think you will ever get it back. I don't think
No.
anyone's gonna.
No, you
anyone's
won't.
gonna do it,
And that's where I feel it's a bit sad, really.
Where it's the same as any, I don't know, any destination pub or anything like that. It's like
I just,
it's tricky.
yeah,
It's tricky. That's why always local's best, isn't it? That's why always local
Exactly,
local
and
stuff
I'm
is
like-
best.
I mean, the beers are great, but then, yeah, I just want everything. You know, I'm greedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just,
Yeah. Yeah.
perhaps it's just me. I don't know. But
No, I don't know. I think you're valid. I think you're valid in what you're saying. It's because these are businesses, aren't they? They're not
I get
necessarily
that.
looking to give you the.
so are the smaller places.
But it's like it's like what I was saying about the whole putty thing. That's gone now. The whole everyone being in on the same release because there's millions of releases,
the gravy
all
train.
and all local releases and all this sort of stuff. There isn't national releases in that anymore in that respect, is there? So
Yeah.
it's all just different.
I'm just not itching to go to Manchester. I've got to go to track.
Yeah. No, I'd go to track to
I'd
try
go.
track.
No, but I'd go, but I'm
no,
not-
I'd go if I went to Manchester. I'd definitely go to track, but not
If
because I wanted to go to their tap room,
No.
but because I wanted to drink their beers. But to be fair, like,
I get that, but
Yeah.
it's not something I'm going to rave about.
no, but it's like that anywhere. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. I wouldn't want to go. Oh, bye, Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
I wouldn't want to go.
Usual goodbye, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go any. The only reason I'd go somewhere is to try their beers. If they've got a nice place, then that's like a bonus, isn't it? But I'd only ever want to go somewhere to try their beers. I'd never go. I want to go there to sit in there.
But I'm not going to smoke
Hey.
just because I like a brewer. I'm not going to blow smoke up their arse and think, the
Oh, yeah.
brew's great.
Oh no! I'd say the beer's great. I'd say the beer's good.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I think some people do.
But
No.
that's a second thing for me. The tap room is a second thing to the beer. If the beers are good, the beers are good.
I want both. You know.
You're asking too much, man. You're asking too
Well, I'm the consumer. I'm the consumer.
Yeah.
So I'm the
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah,
So-
but how many shitty benches have you sat on? How many shitty
Plenty.
wobbly benches? But you've still had a good time and good beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get a shitty bench at Track Tap Room, are you?
No. Well, you probably will.
Well, yeah. If you got one out the back, you can bring it
Yeah.
out. And
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Bring it out. I don't want to sit on this comfy sofa.
It's too comfortable.
Get this comfy sofa out here right now. I want to sit on the wobbly shit. But that's what I mean, though, isn't it?
But no, but you know, I mean, if there was a pub in Manchester that was like the Southampton Arms in London, in Manchester,
Oh, yeah.
I'd be well up for
with a
going.
load of track in there or something. And yeah,
I'd rather go there. I'd
Yeah.
rather go there.
Mhm.
And Track are an amazing brewery, but I just think this monetization of tap rooms and stuff. I don't know if I'm a fan. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
it depends if you're going there for like the whole day and stuff as well, doesn't it? It's a lot of variables.
I wouldn't go there for a day. Jesus.
That's what I mean. If you said, "Oh, that's the only place we're going,"
yeah.
like that's a different thing, isn't it? It's like, well, surely we'd go somewhere else.
I'll definitely go. I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm traveling that far, I'm not staying up there for the fucking day. Jesus.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. So like I don't know. The place is second for the beer because I've sat in so many uncomfy places at this point that I'm not worried. But
No, I mean, I'm gonna have to try some of their new stuff rather than their.
it's good. It's good. Yeah, maybe it's because I've had a shitload of track recently, but it has been pretty
I've had a
cream
few.
of the crop stuff.
Are they good? I'm not. It's not about the beer. The beer, you know, is going to be on that high level. It's just, I've said it already. I'm going to manage to. But,
Yeah.
I think I've pissed Rob off with that one, but there you go. I don't care. It's nice to have another opinion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But they produce probably some of the best beer in the country.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's not always the best.
No, because I bet there's breweries with amazing spaces and it's shit beer. I bet people have, and they've spent money on interior design and all that sort of stuff, and it does make the beer better, does it?
But then it's like you
You've got
can go back to can design with that. It's like, oh, it's the best can ever,
Oh yeah.
and the beer's shit, or vice versa.
Yeah, whereas you could have a place that's like spit and sawdust and it still has the best beer. Always go on now. Well, yeah. What's it like round your way, in terms of tap rooms and stuff?
I mean, most of the tap rooms that I go to, I mean, they get pretty crowded, and sometimes you have to there's not even any seating. You just gotta kind of stand around like a little table and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
But you got to get in there early for most of these places, because if you don't get in there early, you're going to be standing and drinking a beer somewhere close to the bar area, drinking a beer. So, but yeah, I mean, it all depends on the brewery you're going to and how hyped up it is and that kind of stuff, and what time you go there. So, but I mean, there's been like I said, there's been a lot of places I've been to where there's no seating, because all the seating's all taken by the time you get there. But
yeah, is that because of it's just they just have a limited amount of seating, and it's
all that
limited
amount of seating and just the hype around the actual brewery itself. I feel like sometimes they do it on purpose. So oh, we're gonna make this small brewery, but the hype is going to be crazy, and then the hype gets crazier, and then people flood the brewery, and you're kind of cramped in like this for the most part, trying to go get it. It's well, sometimes it's well, you might as well get 2 beers when you're up there, because it's going to be that crowded.
Exactly. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Does it boil down to, is that enjoyable? Is that actually an enjoyable experience?
Sorry about that.
I mean,
that's right.
Not. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's not too enjoyable, because well, now I feel like I'm kind of rushed, because it's you go up there, it's well, now I got to get 2 beers because I know I'm gonna have to wait in this crazy long line in the tap room. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not enjoyable, really. I mean, you're just going there to drink the so-called, hype beers and stuff, and
yeah. No, cheers, Paul. Again, I hope you're feeling a bit better from earlier. No, perhaps it's just me, Paul. I like rustic. I like bare brick, bare fucking beams, walls.
Yeah.
I like that cozy bit of. You know what I mean? I like that part. Even tap rooms, you get it to a certain degree. I had it in Twisted Barrel when we was up near Harry. That was really, although it was really small, it was really cozy and friendly, and experience was good, and the beer was good as well.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
When it says bigger
you're not,
places, it's just,
you're not just another punter kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it gets a little bit like that with you get all these modern.
oh, definitely. It's you're not even seen as you're just seen as the customer, aren't you?
I don't want to be
There's no
seen.
Yeah.
But just a number. It kind of that personal touch is lost with something like that. But that's just the way I see it. It's not about the beer. It's just Anyway, let's talk about something else. All turned into Applebee's and yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. So, is Henry still here? Having lots of beer tonight. Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, it's been pretty fluid Sunday, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's I have to say it's. I started at 3:00. Yeah, not bad.
There you
It's
go.
pretty good.
I've still got a bit of that MP left, so not been going nuts at it, but I'm not necking it. So, or shotgunning it, as you say.
Jog it. No whiskey.
Nah, not for me. Are you having another beer? Is anyone else having another beer? Or
Yeah, I'll crack another beer. I'll probably get one of these IPAs. Gotta rinse my glass out though.
I'm probably going one more lighter beer, and then that'll probably be it. So
Yeah, this is probably my last one because I got fucking work tomorrow.
yeah, I've
Which
got to
is
get up early, do the school run, so I'm just gonna have a lighter beer. This was going to be my last beer, but last beer. But
I get paid next week, so I'll top up then. It's really good. I got a load of Tremolo Madness vouchers, but you can only use one at a time.
well,
So
if
I've got loads of.
if you don't want them, then hi.
No. I'm going to use them, but you can.
No,
You can't like. So I've got loads of 20s and 10s and 20s and stuff like that. So, but you can't use them all together. So like I need to like oh the 20s. I'm all about the 20s. So I need to spread them out a little bit. So like I'll do a beer
Christmas gifts or
Christmas and birthday because my birthday's in December as well. So it's like December, like stashing them up. I've already used a couple. I mean, I used two in December alone because I was like I got beers after my birthday, and then before Christmas I was like, oh shit, I need some beers. So I got some for like New Year's. But yeah.
Where do we get to? Well, saying hi to Paul. I'm back. Still here.
Henry 420's been here like the whole time, isn't he?
I know, amazing.
That's cool.
Thank you.
And he said it's from the UK as well. I can't remember seeing his name before, but
yeah,
that's really cool.
Thank you for all your viewing hours.
Yeah.
I'm hour by hour close to monetization.
Yeah. Every hour you put in.
Yeah, well, I can't care. But,
you'll be able to give Craig 7 pence for every hour you put in.
Yeah, I know. Unbelievable. I'll retire.
And nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it?
But yeah, I can see a cat. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
I fucking hate cats. That's probably why I'll never have a cat in my life.
That is a killer cat. Yeah, no doubt. Cat's cute. Is it? What's this Trembling Man's voucher, and how does one obtain one? You have to get them bought for you.
Yeah. Well, when people say, "What do you want as a present?" I said, "I want beer money, and if you're going to buy it, buy these vouchers."
Yeah, give them a tip.
I was very specific. I was like, don't buy me Honest Brew or Beer Merchants. Buy Tremolo Madness.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely. Yeah. People never ask me what I want; they just get me.
Well, everyone tells me I'm a nightmare to buy for because they're like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I don't want anything." So
not-
that so when they say what you want, I was like, well, if you're really asking, if you really want me to buy, like, just give me a tenner, just give me a tenner's worth of these vouchers. That's all I want. Because I can't afford to always buy myself the beer that I want. But if you've brought me those vouchers, then I'll put that towards it. They'll do that, and then that's done. So it's always I always try and present it like that. It's like it's not just like vouchers. Give me fucking vouchers.
Yeah.
It's like,
Cheers, Henry. Cheers, Henry, mate. It's really or Henri.
Henri.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah, so that's all it was. Just,
Yeah.
Are you
You must,
drinking
have,
yet?
you must have heard the House of Trembling and Madness disco
Oh, he's definitely
in York. Yeah.
Who's not? I mean, they come to Providence during lockdown, so we knew.
Best online beer store.
But they did up their game as soon as lockdown come, and it's really good to see that they've actually carried that on.
Yeah. And it's a price thing as well. I mean, it's actually cheaper for me to get beer sent from them than it is to me to go to my local beer shop. Like by like a margin, by like a significant margin.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can get, like, in my order, I could get another couple of beers with delivery on top, and still be like quids in. I still use my local beer. I still use my local beer shop.
have you
but
ever gone over the threshold for free delivery?
I've done once. Yeah. I've done it once during lockdown, of course, when
Yeah, of course.
when it was fucking money everywhere.
Yeah, that's the trend, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
everyone had money
I did
during lockdown. It's
I did it
like,
once, yeah,
everyone
and
goes
then
down to the bars and stuff, and it's like, fuck, I'm trying all this beer. I've still got money left over. You know. It's
Yeah.
it's
But
crazy.
yeah, but it's yeah, that's what I was doing. A bit like what you said this year, like last year for me was when people come and knocking. Is what like what you're saying now.
PG, not really. Nah. They're quite. Some of their beer, the dark beers are okay. Was it the 1668 or whatever it is? That double stout or stout. That's all right in a bottle. I'm not too much. I hate their like Master Brew and that's just. It's not great, you know. Bishop's Finger. I'm not much of a lover of them.
No. And at one point they were doing a few more sort of like weirder special beers, but then they just caned that, didn't they?
Yeah, they're very twiggy. I find.
Yeah.
They're all right. I mean, their IPA.
Ultimate twig.
Their IPA is all right. English IPA in that kind of like orange and purple label bottle. That's okay. The darker beers are better, I find. But they're okay. But they're not. They're better, I think. So yeah, I've done quite a few of orders there. Yeah, I thought I was missing out on something now.
No, he's got ask friends and family for some beer vouchers.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's sometimes it's just, but their selection is amazing. They get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and also you can buy all the classics there as well. You can buy all German stuff, Belgian stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I like about it.
Their price point is really good, and the delivery is exceptional.
I tend to do that. I tend to get a few newer stuff, and then I'll supplement it with like a load of Belgian stuff, and just have it in the fridge.
If you order before midday, you'll get it the next day.
You'll get it. Yeah,
it's crazy. If you order in the morning, you'll get it the next day.
I was going to go for a slash. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. But you're getting it in the morning the next day. It's crazy good service. They're spot on.
I went with the small guy and another Pilsner.
Let me just
5%.
There we go.
So it's good.
What brewery is it? Sorry.
Triple Crossing. They're out of Virginia,
Okay.
Richmond, Virginia. So
Nice.
got a nice little.
Quite a malty-looking pilsner.
Yeah. A nice.
Well,
white
perhaps
head
it's
on
just a
top
light.
of it.
Perhaps it's just a light, but yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Nice 5% Pilsner. I think it's a Czech or Italian style type Pilsner.
Very good, Brian. Very good. Was he taking the P there?
Yeah. Someone. My team lost today. The Eagles lost against the Buccaneers. Tom Brady. 15,
Well, yeah.
15-31. So.
Yeah, I did see that earlier. So
Yeah.
there's always next year.
Yeah, there's always that. Well, at least we got in the playoffs. So.
Well, yeah, it's a good start. I think
Yeah.
if you're gonna challenge, then at least get to the playoffs, and then that's a marker to go to next year. Just build on that experience.
Yeah.
That Brady's a bit of a freak, though, isn't he? So
Yeah, Brady's crazy.
you're getting a bit stick there from Brian.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's how sports goes. You know.
Yeah, my team drew yesterday. We should have won, and we're crap at the moment. So here's what it is. But
Yeah.
God, he's really giving you some shit here. Is this the norm?
Yeah, we'll talk about depression. I know.
Oh, you're still on full screen. Sorry.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I can't remember now. It's obviously not important. John and Nile moving to.
Massachusetts, yeah.
Yeah, fucking. That's like what?
Yeah.
He's moving from Georgia to Massachusetts. I only found out the other day. I was like, really? I think it was. I don't know who mentioned it on Friday. I was like, okay. He was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still around. So there's going to be a few that way now. It's weird.
Yeah. Alex is up in New Jersey. Bumpy's up in New Hampshire. Brandon.
Yeah, well, Matt Massive Beer Reviews is New Jersey.
Yeah, Massive Beer Reviews up there. Yeah.
He's New Jersey. There's a lot of them on that kind of side now. Makes it easier if I want to come across and visit people. It's like handy.
Joe's up there as well, isn't he?
Well, Joe's in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo.
So, yeah, sort of that side. Up near Niagara. So, yeah, one day. Whether it's this year or not. Whether it's this year or not, I don't know. But
I think Nerd Sense is up there too. Nerd Sense.
yeah, they're all up there. Yeah, them guys are up there. I want to go to Matt's Beer Tuber Palooza, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. He's got a lot of.
I want to go to that. Whether it's, as I say, whether it's this year or not, it's always difficult.
Yeah.
Money wise, and
a lot of it's just plane tickets. That's like the big expense. Like once you're out there, once you're out there with the hotels and stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of it's the plane stuff.
Nah, so I'm just. But that he normally has them in August. It's like August time. There's people going on over here. It's like I don't know. I've got this ticket to go to Belgium and stuff. I'm like, whether I'm going or not, I don't know yet. But it was dirt cheap for a couple of.
Oh yeah, it was like how much was it? Like €10 or something.
Not even that for
Really?
2 sessions or 3 sessions. It's like
Yeah.
But then it's the train over there and the hotel. That's where the money comes in. And
Oh yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We will see. It's just it's all money, isn't it, and stuff. So
Yeah, it would be a problem if it wasn't.
yeah, I just got to get this first couple of months out of the way, and then I'll get that sorted out, and then I can think, I want to take my little one somewhere as well this year. And
Yeah.
so it's that. It's all it's tricky. It's tricky, but there you are. Bit rusty then.
Been a few years.
Been a few years, yeah. Yeah, but no, that's good. Yeah, it's nice. It's been a nice few hours. 6 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know where Adam went. He's I'll rejoin later.
He got stuck up the loft.
And Peter, is he still up there? We're still in the loft. Peter, I'll be back in a minute.
Did he have his dinner on screen?
He ate it on the screen.
Did
I was
he-
still cooking
oh.
mine when he was eating his.
Yeah.
He's, I've got to go. I've got to do the washing up. I was like, okay. How much washing up was there?
I got a dishwasher, so whack it in there.
Yeah, I done the whole thing on the old stream. Ate it on stream. Yeah.
How was it? How did it turn out?
It was all right. I ate it.
Yeah. Edible.
I've still got stuff left over for tomorrow, so
Oh,
always
that's
like
always good.
the second day stuff is always better.
It gets more flavoursome, doesn't it?
Well, no,
it-
it not ferments.
Yeah.
It gets kind of a bit and
Marinates. It's like it's being marinated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the word. And it just
Yeah.
it marinates and it's so much better.
I always think about that. Like if you cook a curry or something and you have some leftovers next day, it's like, oh fucking hell, that's
Or if you're
it
going to
got better.
then you could cook it and then keep it all. Don't eat it that day. Have it. The
Yeah,
next day.
Yeah.
It's done. Fucking love it. Yeah. I always find that. It's weird, isn't it? Just it just soaks and sits there and
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The flavours just enhance.
absolutely. So that's good. What's your you got any work dues coming up? Or engagements coming up?
No, next one is
both of you.
my next work thing is Germany in a couple of months, so I've got other beer stuff in between then,
Right.
which will
Good.
be yeah. Well, they're both with you. Both with you, so they'll be brilliant.
There you go. The beer's shit, but
The company's good. Beer's crap, but company's good, so that's what
At least the company's
that's
good.
what it works out as.
There we go. Told you.
There you go.
Oh,
College
cheers.
was back in '89. That was the year before I was born.
Bloody hell.
So there you go.
Cheers, Paul. You let the Yanks on here now. Yeah, lowering your high standards. Really? I don't have standards. I get people on to hire them. To be fair, I don't make these streams. Make up as I go along. Yeah, they're good fun. Have a few beers, chill out. So yeah, I've got this little bit left, and I'm probably going to clear off to bed. So a couple of swallows, not the birds. I don't make a spring, but that is give me a spring in my step. They're really nice, really nice. More of a piss spring, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. The more I'm drinking it, you get. It's weird how you. I mean, I say it's warmed up. It's been this temperature all the time, but if it had been a little bit warmer, it'd been more interesting. But it's still very good.
Mhm.
Doesn't taste like
It does.
frogs.
It does. But well, beers open out over time, don't they? Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brian's saying hi to Paul, and I remembered your name for once as well, which is very unusual for me. But always forget. I forget people's names. Just cheers. So I
Cheers, mate.
scream, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can kind of get away with it when you start blabbing on like that, like I do. But
You do it better than most. I couldn't do it. I couldn't just
what waffle on?
just carry on talking. I'll be like, well, there we go. I've said everything that I need to say. Let's cancel the stream now.
Just talk shit.
Yeah.
Just it's just just talk. Just waffle on.
I need to do it. I went for a little spate of doing live reviews and then just tailed off. But
Yeah, they
you do
never
more.
last very long. It was like 10 minutes. 15 minutes done.
Well, it was. I always did it as beers that I knew I wouldn't do an actual video of.
Right.
So I thought I'd just do them as a live review,
I
and just
quite
actually
like
get.
them.
Yeah, I'll bring them back at one point when I've got a bit more beer in the stash.
Yeah. I think you have to be in the right frame of mind. Having a few
Oh yeah,
beers,
definitely.
a few beers helps when you got
Yeah.
a few beers in your belly and
Yeah.
you're in that
Blows
talkative
off the
mood
cobwebs.
anyway, and you just
Yeah.
drift
But
it
but
on a
it's like I'm always better with people. I always bounce off people more.
just here to make fun of. Oh, wow! Thanks, Joey. Thanks for that. Oh, yeah. People are here for the people that are in the chat.
People are here to take them. Not they don't give a
Makes me
fuck
feel
about what we're
great.
saying.
Makes me
Yeah,
feel
right.
great. Confidence, yay! And yeah, that's fucking hell. Huge.
Oh, get back over here.
What are you doing over there, love? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
get back in Blighty.
Oh, I hope you're all right, mate. I don't know. Is it cold over there, or what's the deal? We've got a few people joining. We're just about to go, and then hello all. Looks like I'm very late. You are. Well, yeah. We're going to be on for another few minutes or so, but yeah, this is my second stream today, so I've been on and off for the last 7 hours.
I'm glad I've made an appearance on both.
8 hours. 8 hours, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm towards the end. So he's saying thank you. The snow is starting to come down. Very nice. Get the shovel at the ready. Good to see you, Hugh. Cheers, brother. Hope you're all right. And cheers, Joey. I know he wasn't here to talk to me, but cheers. Don't worry. I'm joking, of course. You thought you was losing it? No.
Yeah.
6 hours.
How long was your other stream? A
Um,
couple of hours, wasn't it? Good.
well, no,
5 hours.
3. I think it was about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then I shot that one down and then opened this one up for the for seconds. So yeah, but I done that cooking thing earlier, just quite abusing. Yeah, just yeah. Cheers, Brian. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. I popped on Brandon's the other night just to say hello, basically. Not it was quite busy, wasn't it? So I just wanted to say hello to everyone because I don't get to go on the American streams that much these days. So it's on me a Friday or a Saturday night. I'll be going to bed in a minute. Just gone 11, so got to get up in the morning. So and all that sort of shit. So
Yeah,
it's
a
good.
lovely school run tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just sweep into my shit cheap Polish lager and hope for a nice pint of best bitter soon. Let us know when you're coming back over. If you're coming over to London, I will try and work it so it's when I visit. Sorry I couldn't meet you last time you was in London. It was just the timings were a bit. I think I was in London the weekend before, and it was just like. Otherwise, I would have been around. So, but yeah, I hope you're doing all right anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's worrying for beer. He always looks like he's got a good a good lot to choose from.
Yeah, but he's still one of
No,
those.
same with some cask. Have they got a sparkler over there? Have they got a nice
I
tight
bet.
sparkler?
I hope they haven't sparklers. They probably have, but they're probably just like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought a sparkler with me.
Write your name.
You can't be a sparkler with a pint of fucking cask beer. Do you know what I mean?
And just go in a pint of Timothy Taylor's.
I've got to do that. Yeah, not that kind of sparkly, you knob end. That'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. You run it for a sparkler?
a nice tight sparkler.
Tight sparkler. I mean, tight is just like no.
Yeah.
that word is like.
No, I've got a loose sparkler. I've got a loose sparkler for you.
Well, you know where I'm going with that one, but yeah, it's just is what it is. Stop right now. Here we go. He got it.
There you go. Sparklers for bonfire.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hugh hates sparklers.
Not just for Christmas, but yeah. That one is what I wanted. Just watching others drink beer while I'm enjoying my dry January. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fair play to you though. I had my dry October, so.
Stoptober, they call it.
Well, I just didn't drink in October.
You just did it. Well, it's more than that, wasn't it? It was like 6 weeks or so.
Well, it wasn't Stoptober as such. It was more the 5th of October until the 4th of November. So
yeah.
And then I come back with a bang. So
I just try a couple of days off a week and it equates to the same. That's what I always think. That's what I always try and do.
Yeah. I missed that one. You did. Oh no, I didn't miss it. So yeah, Stuntman Steve, how you doing, son? Just about to go, but thanks for chiming in. I hope your stream went all right. I hope you're all right as well, son. You hate sparklers with a passion. Wow, I'm shocked. from a Yorkshire.
I knew he would. He likes it pure.
I didn't know that. That's really good to see. That's really good because I don't mind. Are you going? Are you? Who are you talking to? I don't know. Are you going? Fine. Oh, okay. No, I'll get a slap. I'm all for that for a slap. I don't. Certain styles, I think sparkler works well. Stouts, dark beers. Others, I'm not too sure about, like bitters and English pale ales, English IPAs. I'm not too sure about that. But stout,
it's one of those things where I'll as long as it's a decent pint of cask, I'll take it or leave it.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. As long as it's like if it's a shit cask, a sparkler won't save it. Like but if it's good, it's good. That's what my opinion is on it.
I mean, with lager and stuff, especially in like Czech Republic, etc. I mean, do you expect to have that foam?
Yeah,
it takes that carbonation away.
Well, and also you can actually ask for the depth of foam you want in those locations. You could just, it's whatever your preference is, isn't it? For the depth of like foam that you want, there's different types of pours that you can have.
Certain amount.
I like you've got to have head on a beer. You've just got to drink through the head of a beer, no matter what you're having. Oh, now I'm left all on my own. What am I to do? I'll just have to read these comments. I resent paying good money for 4 inches of froth on top of a glass. Is it 4 inches of froth on a sparkler? Probably is. Losing all the condition. Losing all the condition in a beer for the sake of how a head looks seems stupid to me. Yeah, well, people say like sparklers could knock out the condition of a beer as well.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm gonna take it or leave it. If it's a good pint of cask, it's a good pint. I'm not one for a sparkler or anti-sparkler either.
Sparklers on cakes.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you.
We did, yeah. Bonfire night. But yeah. Right. It's 11:15. I'm gonna head off to bed. So
yeah, me too.
Thank you for everyone who's been who's been watching and stuff. You're too diplomatic, Jake.
I know. Well, to be fair, I'll take it how it comes. I'll drink beer however it comes.
Yeah, there's
give it
also there's a lot of that. But,
Yeah.
but no, so thanks for everyone who's chimed in on the second one of these bit of a marathon Sunday.
It's
Not
good.
running, of course.
I've enjoyed it.
Last beer's just turned up. Just about to go. Last beer.
All right, man. Cheers.
thanks
for having
joining.
me, man.
No, you're welcome. It's good to see you, and I hope you're not too disappointed about the result today.
Yeah.
Hope we don't get too much stick tomorrow and all that sort of bollocks.
Appreciate it.
Um,
Hopefully nothing too crazy.
That's the trouble with sports. That's why I don't tell people who you support. Then you don't get any shit.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so yeah, no. So people saying, "Oh, Geordie's just chimed in just as we were going." He is cool.
Yeah, I'm
No,
pretty
so
cool.
so you, Geordie. Bye, ladies. Just about to go is the answer to that question. Take care, Steve. I hope you're okay, and yeah, you have a good evening, the rest of your evening or full evening wherever you're at, and have a good week. And hopefully, I'll be around. Might be around in a week. Might do some out of date beers. So
Oh,
for one,
isn't that all your beers though at the moment?
just to get? I've still got about
Not
10
quite.
left. 10. I'm not doing it in one stream, but
No.
yeah. Anyway, take care all. Cheers.